this is Robbie, and it's time to play some more of Shattered Time Rewind. Now, last time, we seemingly broke the loop at the cost of Amy's life, and now we have to deal with the results of all that. I mean, mainly that, like, Natsuki's alive and grieving, so we gotta go through the grieving process. So, let's do this. Alive, breathing, and grumpy, don't forget. Yeah, that too. So anyways, we never did much in homeroom anyway, but I'm a little surprised when the teacher decided to give us another free period to do whatever we wanted. Maybe it's thanks to the heavy atmosphere of a student passing away and he's just showing some courtesy. This is trivia. I finished the dev commentary last night. Yes! Yeah, I saw. It's like almost 9 hours later. Ah, okay. Maybe it's because we're so close to the end of the school year and he couldn't care less about what we do. Can't say for sure. To the shock of absolutely no one, everyone goes off to do their own thing. Oh well. The world goes on with or without you, right, old man? Who, again, can't see that the human element matters with that quote. That's what you told me. Hey, I turn around and once again have a lot of pink in my vision. Something up? No, not really. For whatever reason, she trusts me now, just like Yuri said. Looks like she's okay turning to me, even if she's not going to be straightforward and tell me what she feels. It might all be very confusing, but I don't want to be a complete asshole to her and shut her down. Grumpy! Now contemplative. Thinking about the diary entry from last night, that's the last thing I'd want to do to her. How you holding up? I'm still not over it. About Amy, I mean. I'd be kind of shocked if you were. And what's that supposed to mean? I mean, you just lost an important person in your life, right? And that kind of thing leaves some deep emotional scars on you that, you know, take a lot of time to even, well, it takes a lot of time to be able to live with. Don't think those deep emotional scars heal completely, but it kind of just gets easier to live with. At least I wouldn't think it's the kind of thing where you wake up and you feel like everything's sugar-coated rainbows. I guess that's true. It still doesn't help that I've been feeling like crap. Wish I knew how to fix that. If you ever figure out something, feel free to let me know. So what about you, then? What about me? Well, it's not like I care or whatever, but it sounds like you've been down in the dumps a lot lately. I know Amy used to point that out to me. Wait, so was she actually spying on me? Huh? I mean, I always had the feeling someone was looking at me. Yo, hey, we're at the beginning of a new day, so Natsuki and MC are just kind of having a conversation. You know that you coded the bot. I just had no idea who it was. That conversation with Amy never happened, you idiot. Don't blow your cover. I wouldn't say spying on you, but she was kind of fascinated by you for some reason. That's not concerning at all. The pervert. Yo, Paraka! I'm guessing that's a reference to a song. Wait, unless I heard that before. That seems familiar. What was 7 for? Yes and no. The Paraka rap. Ah! Another one of the things I'll probably have to look up sometime. Featuring the snake from Bionicle! Oh, okay. You seem to really like Bionicle. I mean, you reference it a lot. Don't let it get to you or whatever. Amy, she was always kind of a weird person. You have no idea. Aha, okay. It's cool. I feel like everyone has their own, like, show or movie or piece of media that they're really passionate about. aside from stuff from 2001, 2002, and the playsets I never cared about, I have literally every set ever made. Wow, that must be quite the collection. And maybe that's why we got along so well. I always thought Amy was very strange, but it's kind of weird hearing someone talk about her like this. The general consensus was she was a creepy weirdo to avoid at all costs, but not for Natsuki. I have all... And then I have all the comics, except from Breakmaster variants, you know, all the movies. Books, all 3 movies, I misread that. And the... One mistake, we used to talk about, etc. So, yeah, almost everything. And it's basically a walk. Bionicle encyclopedia. Telling people all about the Bionicle lore. Pretty cool. You know? I hadn't thought of it that way. This probably goes for me too. It was for me as well, since most people tend to avoid me like the plague. Don't remember everything like I used to, though. And that's okay. Hey, you know, time passes and other stuff happens. That kind of takes up space in your memory. Keep the spirit alive, like these mods. Yeah, that. Pretty interesting. Probably goes for me as well, since most people tend to avoid me like the plague. No, they do not. What about that one girl, Mayo? Okay, aside from her, she's just a friend of mine. That's all. Just a friend. What was that? Nothing at all. Yeah, sure. Anyway, aside from her, almost everyone keeps their distance from me. I'm a bit surprised you're not one of them, if I'm being honest. Oh? And what do you mean by that? Oh, I think you've angered her. I'm just saying I'm a little surprised you're not among the many students who seem to think I'm too creepy or dangerous to walk up to and shoot the breeze, but dangerous. She's just a friend. I'm guessing that's a song. It kind of reminds me of another song. Dangerous, the hell? Oh, right, the Kodo no Hab thing. Yeah, that's gotta suck to deal with. Just... people can't use their thinking to be like... in terms of like, oh, you were associated with her and therefore had something to do with her death. Yeah, those people can fuck off. I'm free to think whatever I want to about whoever or whatever I want. I'm not like some people who hate on something just because it's popular or trendy. Well, that's good. We could use more people like that in the world who aren't just a bunch of sheep following along with whatever they're told. Hell no, am I ever gonna be somebody's sheep? Just because he's basically a jackass to everyone. Oh. Oh, yeah. Ah, okay. I can't stand someone telling me what to think or feel. I guess that's one thing we have in common. Natsuki falls eerily silent after I say that. Oh, hey, you're new. I mean, you seem to start Dash. I mean, you seem to be liking things so far. This is a mod called... Oh, so not playing... Ah, gotcha. Okay. Anyway, start to... so this is a mod called Chatter Time Rewind. This is like one of the few time loops that MC has gone on, but so far like Natsuki's alive, but at the cost of like Amy. There's this deity guy called Tarankos that MC had to make a bargain with in order to go back in time to a day before to save Natsuki in the first place, and now we're here. And also, like, Yuri and Mayo know about the time loops because they have, like, material, like, necklaces, or, like, rings, they're rings, made out of, like, a certain metal that helps them keep their knowledge during the time loops, so, just catching you up, and, yeah. And also, obviously, had like a friend that maybe they had big feelings for with Konoha, but she's dead, and that's the reason for like parts of his personality. Did you add a texture pack to the game? What? But no. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, oh right, because of the text box. How does that work? I don't. I mean, I think Start Dash is referring to the text box coloring there, like here, you know, because it's not the usual pink. He just added some new. Also, yeah, Art of Shadows in the stream. That's the developer. It's pretty cool. So yeah, if you're talking about the text boxes, then yeah, that's essentially GUI stuff, like Arthur said. I'm the lead dev / writer, no one gives a hoot about. I mean, a few people do, you know? So, yeah, game user, and it's like... And again, I think I remember, like, Night Nurse being pretty popular. I think, I don't know. Just saw like Kane Monger's like playthrough of it, and that had quite a bit of views in like the thousands. So I guess, how did you change your interface? Well, I mean, they use like this thing called Renty and stuff. Yeah, that does kind of suck. So, I think in order to like, just. Yeah, yes, Psychono's the coder, Ardrift's Shadow's like the lead writer and creator, and those two collaborated, which is pretty cool. There's this whole anthology, and this is the mod that starts it all. Oh, she really play the games of that. Oh, fuck. Yeah, like Start Dash, I highly recommend you play all the Perfect World Anthology mods for yourself. They're really good. And he doesn't even crack it. I mean, I think part of the reasoning for that could be because of time. Like, when was that bad guy's video with like 16,000 views like posted? Like... Oh, thanks for the follow, Start Dash. This whole thing. Back in 2021, like right after me. Oh. Okay. Night Nurse Remastered was released recently. Yeah, I know. Working through stuff. Jolted out of my thoughts when she starts speaking. It just feels unreal. Yeah, losing someone important can have that effect on you. Honestly, I don't think it's ever something that completely goes away. Just play Night Nurse and never listen to it. Yeah, that's gotta... Yeah, again, there's more to the anthology than just Night Nurse. Night Nurse is pretty good. Like, I can definitely see why it's, like, the, like, you know, the popular mod. But, like, there's a whole lot more to this anthology. You know, you got, like, stuff like Captive Heart, mods like this, Shattered Time. There's one called Forlorn Hearts, there's Wicked Witchcraft. There's quite a bit of stuff. That's my grandma, Konoha. It's still hard to believe sometimes that they're not here. Especially when it's something like with what happened to Konoha. That's what hits me the hardest. Did I seriously just say that all to her out loud? True. Considering what happened to Amy, it just feels like more of a shock since it wasn't something like cancer or leukemia or whatever. She seriously took her own life. Just before her birthday, too. What was she thinking? Yeah, just like she did almost a year ago. We'll both fall silent and can't bring ourselves to say anything until the bell rings and the wild stampede of students make their way for the door. Yeah. like see similarities there. I mean, MC has Mayo, and you have Psychono. You know? And anyone else who happens to, like, they come across these out of curiosity and then, like, plays them. And if you want to... Guess it's time to go home. Yeah, I guess it is. I can feel the dread in her words. That's when I remember her psychopath father. I feel my mouth move on its own as I blurt out the first thing in my mind. You've got my number, right? If you want to talk or anything, I'm around. God, why did I say that? The amount of cringe in those words. Natsuki, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to take it that way. Yeah, I got your text last night. I'm the one who gave you my number first, you dummy. You haven't bothered texting me at all. Give me some time here. I still don't know when's the best time for you or anything. Well, as long as you're not texting me in the middle of class, my whole schedule's open. Oh, and whenever I'm not eating or spending time with my dad. Otherwise, I'm not gonna answer back right away. Try not to be like those bitches that leave people on red. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. As I'm walking out, she tugs on my sleeve just like last time. I could have stopped on a dime as she did that. Turn her and look at her. Leave people on... Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that sucks. It's like... It's kind of why I prefer phone call. Like, over... You know, like, over text, it's like... You don't even know if you get the timing right, and then it's like, if you don't have RCS, then you don't even get to know if the person's even read your message at all. And then when they text back, it's like, oh, but you might not be able to tell the tone, so you don't know what's going on. And it's like... And then you don't even know if your message, like, got through, or if they're just, like... With phone calls, it's a lot easier. You just... It's kind of like having a real conversation. You get to hear the tone of voice, answers, as people answer immediately. I just vastly prefer it over texting. One last thing. You're not creepy or whatever else you've said people think about you. If any girl ever tells you that you're creepy, they're just doing that to make themselves feel better. We both had iPhones with iMessenger, so I knew. And there's that. You know, if like, texting was the only way, like, I could communicate with anybody, I'd very much prefer RCS, because with that, at the very least, you can tell if someone's read your message, so... You know. Before I could drum up some retorts, she shuffles past me and proceeds to walk away without looking back at me. That was random. I never really gave it too much thought whenever some girl called me weird or creepy, but... Whatever, I get myself together and continue my long, lonely walk down the hallway. If you read it. Just finished having dinner, and now I'm tackling today's homework, although it's not long before my mind wanders. You know what? Screw it. I decided to take Natsuki, phone her off her, and text her. Sure enough, it wasn't too long after that I got a reply back from her. While I'd like to make sure her dad isn't hurting her or anything, I figure that I really don't want to overstay my welcome with her. Besides, she's only just recently decided to open up to me. I don't want to scare her off with my knowledge of the future or whatever. Yep, more tainted love music. It's kind of weird seeing her talking in all this cute emoji language, but then maybe this is what she's really like behind closed doors. Ironically, the song when Koto and Monica confess to you. Yeah. Used for two people who are starting to open up to each other. It's interesting to kind of look at supposedly bad mods and look at the ideas that they have. And then with like this specific anthology, I get to look at those ideas being utilized in their own really good mods. You know, it's pretty cool to see. If that's the case, then I must be seeing a side of her she rarely shows anyone else. Yes, yep, right, SJR. Yeah, like you said, SJR pays tribute. He's doing a pretty good job of that. and between my homework I send her replies here and there. Admittedly, the assignments are boring as all hell, so it's not like I'm really working on them that much. Talking to Natsuki seems very therapeutic. As stupid as it sounds, I feel a lot more relaxed talking to her about whatever silly little things that she's going on about versus working on this stupid crap. Because no one cares about, like, full-on his birthday. Well, I mean, it's not true, no one really... I mean, it's not really true, but no one cares about them. It's like... I feel like in terms of, like, the age of the internet, it's kind of easy to come to that conclusion when there's, like, a whole bunch of other videos to, like, compare it to. Like it even came out in his own videos. It's like, oh, the Forlorn Heart thing is less views than the Night Nurse thing, so... I don't know where I was going with that. Like, it's when I have, like, a direction I'm going to take my thoughts in, and then I just kind of lose sight. You say they hate OCs and they're pointless. I mean, correlation doesn't really equal causation. Just like, you know, like, I mean, I don't think that's what you were. I don't know. Anyways, it's like, yeah, I feel like people hate OCs because they kind of, like, I don't know, it's like people generally associate OC with self-insert character. It's like blatantly obvious they're a self-insert instead of like, which kind of, like, there are shameless self-insert OC characters in fan fiction, but then it's like just that close-minded perspective again, where it's like you're not really looking at stuff like, oh, like Joichiro. Yeah, like obviously Joichiro isn't really a self-insert. Like characters like Akane and Kononoha and Mile. Oh, like, I mean, like, you know, like, you generally, like, put, like, a lot of, like, personality and, like, your own personal touch to them, but that doesn't really make them self-inserts. It's like... It's also like these OCs are really good characters, honestly. Akane is probably the closest. It's basically a mix of guys I've heard stories about. Well, considering Joichiro's character, I doubt those stories are good. Akane's probably the closest. No one gives them a chance. Which is really, again, like, simplistic, like, oh, OC, bye! I mean, I kinda get, like, preferring, like, just the characters associated with a property over bringing in a new original character into the equation. But like, it's like, come on, it's like if written well, and like these characters are, they can like really add to the experience and tell a new story, you know? Like there's something appealing, interesting about the concept of like this original character, this new character that like no one's ever seen before. You're molding this new character, and then you're plopping them into this world. This world, like imagine like a random guy through the events of DDLC who kind of has like some awareness of what's going on, like you know, like just going through all this stuff. Like if they're like over like seeing stuff and all this stuff happening, like their perspective, or like just kind of a random example. It's like something so interesting about having new characters here. And if you think about it, DDLC is like a ripe like game to create OCs for, considering that the only characters that are even in the base game are MC, Monica, Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri. And other characters are just implied to exist, like Natsuki's dad. And so it's, at, or like any of the teachers, and we never really see other students. So again, it's like prime for creating OCs for. So you know, just at this point, I'd rather just tell the teacher to put an F on this paper and let me go home. Yeah. And again, it's almost the end of the school year. What's the point of making us do any of this stuff again? I'm almost tempted to try going through her diary again, but then Natsuki's kinda right here texting me so awkward much. Then again, it's not like I could straight up ask about her inner darkest secrets off the bat. It'd still be kinda strange reading it while I'm texting her, though. Fine, I decided to just take a look anyway, and there's no new entry for today. Maybe she usually writes them before going to bed. Or maybe she's been too preoccupied to write anything at the moment. She stopped replying to me for the moment, so I think I'm gonna skim through some older entries for a little bit. Okay, this one seems a little interesting. December 17th, 2017. So that's like almost 2 years ago. I mean, a year and a half ago in terms of like from June of 2019 to December of 2017. Yeah, that's today. Oh frick, that's today! Holy shit! Love it when dates kind of. That's today. I love it when dates kind of line up like that. Like in the, usually it's just, although nothing like this. Usually it's just like, oh, today's Friday in mod and out here. Like today's good, like, you know, the date in the game could usually be either Tuesday or Friday. I feel like I remember within having like, oh, you know, we do this thing on Tuesdays and Fridays. That's a good touch for real. Oh, another new person, hey. Sir Crocodile. It's a good. I mean, I don't. Wait, was that actually intentional, or was it like just a coincidence? I mean, then again, your surprise would imply that this was a coincidence. Anyway, so this is a mod called like Shatter Time Rewind that deals with. No, it shows that date because it's before Christmas. Oh, okay. Like this is a mod called like Shatter Time Rewind, where like MC's going through like time loops because he made a bargain with this DD guy named Tarankos with Os who has a whole bunch of lore attached to him and within this Perfect World anthologies. And oh, nice to be here, but I'm not much into this game anymore. Oh, that's okay. But I think we'll just stay here just to chill. That's fine. Just if you ever do get back into the game, though, like, oh, I highly recommend you check out the Perfect World anthology, the Doki Doki Literature Club mods. Like they're really good. Like it all starts with this one, Shatter Time Rewind. I mean, you know, and they're all pretty good. Again, like I highly recommend you play them. I think there's a timeline too on like Archer Shadow's like Reddit account. Yeah, it's Archer Shadows in the stream. Amy created it. Psychono coded it. It's pretty. And yeah, for this, no one looks at either. More people probably should. Fuck, I probably should be recommending them to go to the timeline too. Yeah, there's a timeline, yeah. Like I said before, if you want to play the Perfect World Anthology mods. Okay, it's kind of weird how Yuri and I have practically been neighbors for so long, but we don't really know much about each other. Okay, sure we talk to each other now and again, but I don't think I could have a full-on conversation with her or anything. Aside from us coming from two different worlds, she seems to keep to herself a lot, so I'm not gonna pry anything out of her. We used to talk a lot more, but that hasn't been the case lately. Maybe she doesn't like talking to me anymore. You what, Psych? No, he's the coder. He essentially, like, they essentially, like, coded the mod using Renpy. This is a mod. So I just said that it was, so... Her cousin Kananohara, on the other hand, God, where have you been my whole life? She almost seems too good to be true. For one thing, she's like a regular Martha Stewart when it comes to baking. Yuri introduced us not... There's like the No, Ardriff... Okay. Ardriff Shadow is the person who created it. Psychono is the one who coded it. Oh, don't don't think Shadow likes those two getting mixed up. So, difference, yeah, so... Yeah, exactly! sorry, it's... Yeah, I think he's getting... Oops. I think he's getting a bit fed up, unfortunately, so... I mean, still, like, mad respect to, like, Coda, too. Psychono... okay, that's a bit much, dude. This is... Okay, things are getting a bit heated. Ardriff is, like, the creator of this whole anthology, and it's really good. And... I don't really think it's some... Okay, I don't think, like, respect points are, like, something to kind of kid about, you know? Like, if you're giving props to this guy only, it's like, yeah, that doesn't really feel... It's also, like, just... Okay! Oh boy, this is getting so heated. I think I need to calm down too. I'm getting a bit tense. Yeah, I've just been through a lot too. Yeah, I should probably do a thing to prevent this from getting more heated than it already is. There we go. Timed him out at the very least. Comes back and, like, says more of that, and it's like, yeah, that'd probably be for the best. You know what, this seems like a good time for a little be right back break, give you some time to calm down, you know? So... And we're back. Now then, we're back. We're hopefully calmed down, and let's continue. Frick, I was about to put a reference in. We introduced us not that long ago, and we really hit it off. Apparently, she was interested in meeting me after Yuri mentioned me randomly. Well, I'm wondering what exactly she's been saying about me. I won't question it, since I finally have someone I could talk to on a personal level. They may look similar, but their personalities couldn't be more different. Kodo, as she says I could call her, is a lot more outgoing and talkative. Nothing against Yuri, but I feel like I could get to know Kodo a lot more. It's like I could talk to her about anything, and she's not gonna judge me or think I'm some little kid or whatever. As stupid as it sounds, Koto almost feels like the sister I always wanted but never had. She invited me over this weekend to bake some special Christmas cookies. I'd love to be able to spend the whole day with her, but you know how Dad is sometimes. Still, I'm not gonna turn this down. Hell yeah, I'm in. So that's around the time they met. Interesting. Also interesting that, again, coincidentally, this is like literally exactly 7 years after they've met. Like, if we're going by real world time, that's pretty wild to think about. I mean, not wild, just interesting, like MC's saying. And the idea was they met before Christmas and bonded over baking stuff. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good thing to bond over, you know? Definitely sounds a lot like you, Koto. I was never really the best at baking, at least not on my own anyway. Sure, I bake things with my mother sometimes, but that was only when she asked me if I wanted to help. Koto used to talk about baking here and there, but there was never really anything I could add to those conversations. I'm glad she was able to find someone she could talk to about all that stuff after all. And yet, I closed the book and put it back on my nightstand. No, I don't want to think about it right now. Not when I'm starting to feel a lot better now. I get a notification on my phone. Hey, it's getting kind of late and all. I think I should go to bed soon before my dad has a cow. Talk to you later, okay? Yeah, I guess it is kind of late now, isn't it? Jeez, it's already after midnight. How long have we been at this? I mean, long enough to the point that it's technically the next day. Oh well. I quickly type out a response to her. Alright. Yeah, it's after midnight. Okay, see you tomorrow. I'm probably not going to be as awake when I get to school, but I'd like to think it was worth it getting to talk to Natsuki. Behind closed doors after midnight. Oh, that was... Huh. Those are like Natsuki mods. I mean, I know behind closed doors... Oh, this is one. Wait, I think after midnight was... I think that was the one where Yuri was a vampire? I mean, I think so. It was like... No, it had a different title for... Yeah, that second one had a different title. After midnight is reverse exit music. Well, that's an interesting description for it. Natsuki says, you! MC dealing with depression. Ah, okay. And then behind closed doors is another one of the Natsuki mods where I remember a little bit about it. Like, it was an older mod, like it was one of those older mods, and Natsuki's dad had a completely different sprite than he does now. I mean, that's all I really remember about it at the moment, so I'd play it one day. I haven't had anyone I could talk to like this. This I won't spoil. You mean like probably for after midnight. Used to get people asking me if I knew when it'd come out. Yeah, all this cool. But that mod is pretty much dead now. It's a shame when that happens. Not since... I guess it's flashback time. Oh, or not. On to the next day. Okay. Homeroom is here again, and surprise, it's another free period. Well, whatever. It's been a few days since Natsuki and I started talking more. It seems like we've really hit it off. Natsuki seems to be doing fine. Sure, she's still sad about what happened to Amy, but that's understandable. There have been a few times the last couple of nights where she's texted me how she was this close to crying. Sometimes I wish I could tell her what I know, but then there's no telling what that would do to her. Not only that, but seeing how much she trusts me, it would probably destroy her inside knowing I played a small part in Amy's death. Even with Yuri's logic, the fact remains that Amy only did that because I called her. With the school year almost over, I'm not even sure how well I'm going to be able to keep in touch with Natsuki when all is said and done. Something on your mind? What? Jeez, she really needs to stop doing that. I turn around to see a puzzled look on her face. No? What makes you say that? You mean aside from how you haven't turned around at all to say hi to me? Or have you been sitting there with this dumb look on your face for the last 10 minutes? Why don't you tell me how you really feel? To the untrained eye, it might seem like we're hating on each other a bit, but in actuality, this is what our friendship has turned into. We've gotten a little more comfortable with each other to where we can joke around like this. I know she's not doing it to intentionally be a jerk to me, and I return the favor to her in kind. For real though, what's going on with you? I was just thinking about how we're this close to graduation time. It feels like hardly any time went by. Tell me about it. I don't know what it is with time just speeding on through lately. It could be worse. You could be stuck in some stupid time loop with no idea what's going on. Yeah, I guess so. That's oddly specific, though. I just blurted that out. She could write that off as a stupid joke, but I have to watch myself next time. I ought to change the subject a little. So, what are you gonna do after we graduate? Honestly, I'm not sure. I just figured I'd try to get some kind of job somewhere to help out my dad. How's it been for you all? Well, it was actually let go from the job he already had for one. Oh, great. That's not gonna help with things back home. Oh wait, that already happened. Yeah, no, that was in the first ending, yeah. Or not? Nope, I guess this is news to MC. I thought that was... Could be remembering. Hold on. No, this is a new thing. Never mind. The hell? Yeah, exactly what we needed to happen, right? He's been looking around, but he gets so fed up every time they reject him. Understandable. Wouldn't want to be rejected over and over again. Although, this stays between you and me, got it? Got it. I've noticed him going out late at night. He never says anything about where he's going. One time I asked him and he just said, I'm going out, so don't wait up. Like, that's not gonna make me worry or anything. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with that. I do. I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling he's gotten mixed up with some bad people. Oh shit. My eyes widen. Yeah. I really hope I'm wrong, though. Yeah, no kidding. I never thought things would be that bad, though. Yeah, well, compared to before, it hasn't gotten any worse. Surprisingly, he's calmed down a bit, but he used to be something else. I'd be afraid to even be in the same room as him whenever he was stupidly drunk out of his mind. I'd rather not even go into it. Thinking back to the diary, she never mentioned anything specific about what he did. At least not in the entries that I read, anyway. Do I even want to know? Sounds like you've had a lot of issues with your dad, then. Natsuki nods sadly, not even looking at me. There's something else we have in common. Her head perks up and her eyes dart at me. Oh, I had no idea. Don't sweat it. It's not something I go around telling everyone anyway. Whatever the case, I bet it's kind of the same with you. Natsuki hesitates for a moment before speaking. Yeah, something like that. I'm not even sure how to respond to that, or if I should respond at all. I doubt she wants to talk about it more than she already has, so I think about something else I can talk to her about. I glance at the clock. The school day is almost over. I'm shocked at the next thing I say to her. You doing anything this weekend? What did I just say about blurting stuff out? She has this deer in the headlights look when those words leave my mouth. Oh, look at the time. I should probably get going here. Sorry, we could continue talking about whatever we were talking about. Not really. Huh? If you're gonna ask me out, at least put some backbone into it. The hell? Who said I was asking you out? Whatever you say. Anyway, I think I'm good for Saturday. Oh, well, okay. Grumpy. Yep, there we go. Oh, well, okay. What did you have in mind? Let me guess. You didn't think you'd get this far, did you? What? No. Kind of, actually. I mean, I just did just blurt that out without thinking. How about a walk in the park? Isn't that what you're supposed to do on the way to the actual date? I didn't say it was a date. Could you cut me some slack here? I didn't think you'd actually agree to this. Toast to me and my big mouth for even causing all this. Clink. I don't have anything to clink it to. I don't know, that's the closest thing I could find. How about eating at a restaurant or something? Just so we're clear, we're talking about an actual restaurant here, right? You're not gonna just take me to some cheap place that just barely passes as a restaurant, are you? No? Those Waldo? I guess that was a wall toast. I can't exactly treat you to some fancy place where the food and atmosphere costs more than I do either. I mean, I guess those places that are really, really cheap just I guess do exist around the area. As long as you don't take me somewhere like Pistol Pete's Pizza with that creepy animatronic cowboy mascot, then I'm fine with just about anything. Pistol Pete's Pizza. Is that like a reference to like Chuck E. Cheese or no, Showtime Pizza Place? Showbiz Pizza Place, that's what it was called. Used to be a real place. That was an actual place in my area. Oh, like us. Wait, like a place specifically called Pistol Pete's Pizza. Huh. Now it's a dentist office. I mean, they definitely chose a very alliterative name. Great. I mean, that works for me. After that, maybe we can go for a walk in the park or whatever, like you wanted to. Did you drop that already? Afraid not. Alright then, I guess that settles that. Alright then, I guess that settles it for our date. I already told you it's not a— As if on cue, the bell rings. After the horde of wild animals clamor for the door, Natsuki nonchalantly walks out into the hallway. Just as I'm getting out of my seat, she calls out to me. We can work out the details later tonight, right? Yeah. I'm most likely gonna have to run it by my mom, just so she knows what I'm up to and all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this by my dad. Before I can respond to that, she turns around and continues walking. Given what I know about him, I'm not sure how her dad would respond to this. I mean, I guess recently, it'd probably be like, I'm going somewhere, don't wait up for me. So, oh crap, how is my mom gonna respond to this? I mean, ideally with little bits of teasing, you know? Mostly being like proud, little bits like, you know, like my mothers kind of do. At least in terms of like these games. Wait, what's today anyway? After the whole Toronco's business, I've just lost all sense of time. I quickly take out my phone and look at the calendar. What is today? I mean, it's Friday. It's tomorrow? Ugh. How do I get myself into these messes? Alright. Looks like I have less time to work with than I thought I did. Okay, well first things first, I'm gonna have to tell Mom about this. I can already think of a few ways this could go. Nothing I'm looking forward to in particular either way, though. Oh. Maybe if I'm lucky, she might have some useful advice for me. I never did this with Kota Noha when I had my chance. I definitely don't want to mess anything up here. Time to face the music. With that, I fumble with the lock and then I gently open the door. I wonder how that... June 8th, 2019. I guess we'll get a summary of how that conversation went. Today's the day. As per my mom's helpful advice, I'm out in the front of the place early so Natsuki can spot me. I target the pendant I got from Yuri. Yeah, we can't afford a mom sprite right now. That's fair. I guess, hopefully one that's like free to use comes along, you know? I don't know why, but if she and Maya can wear those wings like fashion statements, then why not me? I want to get one made, though, for October Horizon. Yeah, October Horizon does seem like... Yeah, it is pretty big. There's, like, multiple chapters. Like you mentioned once before. I don't know why, but I just felt like it was a good idea. After talking with Mom, I texted Natsuki and we worked out the details. I love this scene coming up. Oh, that's good! Seems there was a place she wanted to check out around here, so we agreed to meet up sometime close to the afternoon. While Mom did kind of blow things out of proportion as I expected, she was actually helpful with her advice. She also seemed happy that I was doing something aside from being all mopey and depressed in my room. A free-to-use one wouldn't do the job, though, for what I'm planning. At least wouldn't feel right assigning a character to someone else. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. There's that passion again. Not only that, but actually talking to a girl on top of that. I know, right? I felt kind of bad when she told me it bothered her that she couldn't do anything to get me out of that funk, but then I told her it wasn't her fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, it's just something that happened. Sup? What the? God, I wish she'd stop doing that. Nearly gave me a heart attack. God, usually that happens to Yuri in mods. Like most mods do the whole sneaks up behind the character sneaks up behind the MC thing with Yuri. Kind of just interesting. Interesting little tidbit. Well, that's one way to create someone, I guess. Oh, sorry, how long were you there for? Not too long. I just got here, actually. It's a bit strange seeing her in something that's not her uniform. I think at some point Natsuki noticed me staring at her. Hey, I see you, Robbie. You better not make this weird or anything. I'm not. I'm just not used to seeing you dressed like that. Were you expecting me to be like some cartoon character wearing the same outfit all the time? What? No. Well, luckily for you, my base game sprite actually has more than one outfit. Hasn't really stopped anyone from making more, which is good. This is good. Gotta have some variety. Also, it's good to see what fans create in terms of clothing for the characters. Anyway, since we're already here, let's go inside already. It's so stupidly hot right now. You got that right. As she makes her way to the entrance, I pull open the door for her. My, you're quite the gentleman after all. She gives me a coy smile as she walks inside. I follow in right after her. We're blasted with cool air from the AC the moment we step inside. The familiar restaurant. Lee Craft and Storm Blaze have made some very good ones. In terms of like the cafe from Tainted Love. So like some good ones, like I'm guessing like sprites for Mom Sprite, yeah. No, but I was about to say like they make sprites, yeah. Yeah, okay. New outfits for the girls. No, new outfits for the girls. Why did I say that in that tone? Storm Blaze made Joey Church. Oh, okay. I wonder what that concept art looks like. Actually, like, drawn out, you know? The blast of a cool air from the AC the moment we step inside. Take a look around. It's a pretty decent place. You will never see it. Oh well. Looks nice, but I'm wasting a fortune just standing here nice. Yeah, it's like you could, with restaurants you can kind of like tell when it's all fancy, you know, like, at least in terms of like, no, that's just because, also because where would I put it? I mean, I don't know, like, maybe in like once the anthology's over, you could do like a whole behind-the-scenes mod type thing where you just kind of have like trivia and stuff, or do that as bonus content, you know? Like that's what Psychono did with like Welcome to the Literature Club Player. I mean, not like in terms of like putting trivia there, but just like having bonus content. So like, like that could work in terms of like, that could work. Like Akane at the end of one of these, it's like there's bonus tidbits, and then a choice comes up where it's like, do you want to see the bonus stuff? And then it's like yes or no, and then no just takes you back to the menu. Either that or the separate mod idea. I don't know. It's nice. Mom was more than happy to set aside some money for both me and Natsuki. Yes, because otherwise people will ignore it if Akane doesn't tell them. You could also, like these men... Yeah. Or just another way. Either it's like a choice that kind of gives you, or it's like a option in the main menu that unlocks or something. Either or. Just as long as you don't go too overboard, as she put it. We go and choose a table kind of off to the side. So you know what you want? Oh, looking down at the menu. Interesting. Never really seen any, like... I mean, like, I've seen, like, sprites with the characters, like, look left and right, but never really down. Interesting. Zackman Awesomeness made these eyes. Ah, Zackman! I've heard about that guy before. Well, you know, a person who made No More Nice Natsuki. Hey, sequel club. What if they use Twitch? I don't really know the menu to this place, so I'm not sure yet. Yeah, you said that guy. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been here before, so I guess it's gonna be new for the both of us. I look around and notice more people are starting to pour in. Looks like we got here just in time. Yeah, from what I've heard, these places downtown get crowded really quick around this time on weekends. Ah, so you planned ahead. You got that right. If I can, I'd rather avoid having to deal with a crap ton of people. I know, only I find it funny, but I'm weird and think about a lot of stuff I want. Yeah, that's fine. You know. You and me both. I don't know what it is with me and crowds, but I try to stay away from them as much as I can. I mean, crowds are loud. And if movies and TV shows are any indication, you can get lost in them easily. Like, I think those two kind of combine to make crowds not really pleasant. Is that why you wait for everyone to leave the room first before going home? You notice that? Kind of. Yeah, it's something like that. We resume looking over the menu to get familiar with what they've got. It's not long before the waiter stops by and we finally order. They order some kind of chicken pasta, and Natsuki, interestingly enough, does the same. When we're done ordering, I reach for my wallet and get out my card. Put it in as a single ticket. Wait, what are you doing? Don't worry, it's on me. Come on, at least let me pay for it. Like I said, it's on me. At least from what my mom told me, it's only fair that I pay for the both of us since it's the gentlemanly thing to do. Natsuki still looks upset as my card gets charged and handed back to me. It's alright. Fine. She's got this defeated look on her face as I put my wallet away. It's at that moment where I realize I don't know what to do now. Am I supposed to talk to her about something? I mean, probably. I feel like in dates or any real social situation, it's better to keep the conversation going. Oh, that face she made was cute. Ah, the closed-eyed one? Yeah, that was a little bit. Anyway, like I said, it's ideal to keep the conversation going, you know? Helps time pass by, you know, there's a variety of things. Helps the time pass by quicker, keeps things from feeling awkward, and, you know, you get to know more about the person, so... Like, what even do I talk about? We sit in agonizing silence as we nervously glance between each other and the environment around us. Come on, at least try to say something to her. So, not totally what I expected it to be, but it's okay. Huh? This place, I mean. Not the date, of course. Oh, right. And I thought I said it wasn't a date. Well, it sure feels like one to me. You know, just the two of us here, at a decent restaurant. The fact we're both struggling to say anything to each other and it's awkward as hell. Oh, great. You notice that? You're pretty easy to read, Robbie, not gonna lie. You know, I have actually been told that before. What the? Oh, come on. Like right now, you should see the look on your face. Yeah, you know, I wish I actually could. Because, like, I'd actually, in social situations, really help, actually. Like, Totodile always used to brag about how she could read me like a book. She'd probably have a field day if she could see this. Best not to think too much about her right now, though. Focus on the girl right in front of you. Even if I am, you just admitted you're also feeling awkward. Gotcha. She freezes up and looks away. It's not like I go out all that much, alright? Especially with the way my dad is. He'd probably kill me if he knew I was here with a guy. Wait, so then what did you tell him? I just told him I was gonna hang out with a friend from school. That's just not a total lie, right? He'd go ballistic if he knew a guy asked me out. I think back to the crazy maniac I fought that night. I feel kind of bad for making you lie to your dad, though, especially if he's the overprotective type. Hey, don't sweat it. Besides, it's just a white lie. I want to have my own social life, and I can't do that if he's holding the reins on me forever. The reins? You make him sound like a dictator. Like a dictator, like some cruel master Santa Claus. It's the visual in my head of Santa going, ho, ho, ho. You all get to work. Christmas is coming soon. It's kind of funny to me. I had fun writing that line. I mean, it is a pretty fun line. Just, again, like I said, the image of cruel Master Santa Claus is kind of funny. Hey, Christmas is coming soon. Yeah, next week. Yeah, next Tuesday is Christmas Eve. Which is pretty cool. I like it when the dates line up like that. Yeah, I once was able to, like, actually stream mods on, like, Halloween itself because it was on a Friday, which was pretty cool. Okay, maybe I wouldn't go that far, but you understand me, right? Yeah, I get you. I guess it's different for some parents. My mom was over the moon when I told her I was meeting up with a girl today. Oh yeah? Yep. She wouldn't stop gushing over how glad she was that I was getting out more and taking a big step in growing up. She was there even giving me all this advice and junk for today. Like paying for my food. Oh, new eyebrows. Interesting, that. You're still hung up on that. It's the 21st century, Robbie. I know you're trying to be nice and courteous to me, but it just makes me feel bad for some reason. Like you shouldn't be giving me all this special treatment. I mean, you know, that makes sense. I feel like, you know, like you pay for your food, they pay for theirs. It just kind of makes sense when you think about it like that. Part of it was because of my mom, but I wanted to treat you because I wanted to treat you. There's no shame in that, right? Well, no, but at least next time let me pay for my own meals. I get that you're trying to be sweet to me, but I'm gonna feel bad if you keep doing things like this for me. Just saying. Oh, well, just hope you don't turn out to be one of those heroes of justice types who feel like they have to run to the girl and save her every single time. Yeah, I'm guessing those types of people don't really feel genuine. Like they're the types of people who would fit really well in those I can fix her memes. Oh, Blue Skies. Oh, Blue Skies. One of these mods I actually played. Heroes of Justice. I mean, mods kind of do feel like that sometimes. I mean, I guess that was the feel you got from that mod. I kinda didn't. I mean, kinda, yes, but like, I don't know, mainly with like Natsuki's route in terms of like calling the police and stuff. Other than that, and I guess his whole attitude? I don't know it. I don't know, I think I'll talk more about Blue Skies in another stream. Not your favorite type of guy, I take it? Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's nice to have a guy who wants to be there for you and treat you right, but come on. Yeah, that can kind of backfire. You might end up feeling, you know, it might end up feeling that the guy's treating you like you're fragile and could break like glass. It's just not really a good feeling. Not really genuine, honestly. That sounds like a weird, one-sided relationship to me. Both sides have to contribute something or else it doesn't work. She wistfully looks past me as she says those words. Yeah, I wonder if... Is she talking from experience with her mom, or what? Either way, it's clear I struck a chord somewhere. Natsuki, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... Don't worry about it. Alright. I'll keep that in mind for the future. Note to self, mom's advice isn't some one-size-fits-all magical solution for how to treat girls. Yeah. I guess in terms of dating, that really just depends on the girl. Or boy. Like, or, you know, non-binary person. It depends on the person, I think is the more simple term. Just depends on the person. Assuming she's talking from first-hand experience, Natsuki's mom might have had a different idea about how relationships work. Two different moms from two walks of life. Who knows? At this point I'm just guessing and assuming. Maybe my mom is a bit old-fashioned at heart. And isn't soon after that our food is brought over to us served piping hot. After that bit of awkwardness, we ended up talking about boring stuff like school as we ate. Eventually, we moved on to real topics. Wait a minute. You actually like manga and anime? What, you have a problem with that? Well, no, but it's just that you haven't met other girls who like that stuff, right? Yeah, which feels which again, I keep kind of saying feels a little bit weird in like a game, or at least a base game. I don't know where this game takes place. It's supposed to like take place in Japan, which is where like manga and stuff like that is usually like sold. And like I think regularly read. I don't know. I feel like I mean, from my point of view, animes are made when a manga is read enough. Like, enough people are interested in the manga to see it adapted as an anime, so, you know, I could be wrong. I don't know. Again, I've never really been to Japan, so I don't really understand the cultural nuances. I'm also just kind of guessing and assuming based on what I can gather from, like... Well, I haven't met too many other girls in general, but that's beside the point. I've just had people write me off as being some kind of pervert or little kid because I like that stuff. Welcome to my world. Well, not the pervert part, but the little kid part. You have no idea how much I could wish I could talk to my other friends, but no. Ew, you still like that stuff? No, you're such a little kid. Again, that feels so weird to me. It's so annoying, that too. Have they even bothered reading some of the latest manga or light novels out there? I'm tempted to say the storytelling is better than half the junk they have in theaters nowadays. I mean, yeah, the 2020s are a weird time for theatrical content. Wait, no, this mod takes place in 2019. I guess same diff. Like, I don't know, movies that tend to be hit or miss. Finally, somebody who gets it. Sure, there's stuff for little kids out there, but they have stuff geared at older audiences, too. I'd love to show someone an episode of Higurashi and see if they tell me it's still for little kids after that. I'm guessing that's like an adult show. Higurashi when they cry. This anime scares me, oh fuck. One of the most brutal I've ever... Whoa! Damn! That's... Wow! Might have to watch it sometime if I'm, like, in the morning, definitely not. Sure, violence and gore for all ages! Kid tested and mom approved! Like, oh, my kid only had nightmares for, like, 1 week after that, as opposed to other kids who had nightmares for, like, 2 or 3. This is totally for my kid. Oh god, seeing the look on their face would be hilarious. Yeah, I get you, though. I can't talk about that stuff with whatever few people who still tolerate me, for one thing. Everyone else just thinks you're weird or not normal. Again, for liking manga in Japan, it's like... Japan is where manga gets made. It's like... Although I guess it's like America and comic books, but that's also a little strange, because like the whole... Like Marvel movies and DC movies are like derived from comic books themselves, so it's like... kind of weird, the difference there. I don't know. Yep, even back then I got made fun of for not being a normal boy. Maybe it was childish over there, depending on the circumstances. That's weird. Like, again, at least from my point, I've never been to Japan point of view, I feel that animes tend to get made once a manga or light novel gets read by enough people to the point where it's, like, popular enough where making it into an anime would feasibly attract those people as well as more people. Yeah, because Attack on Titan is totally for children. Yeah. Yeah, no, it really isn't. Same with stuff like My Hero Academia, at the very least, like... At least I think. Well, then I guess by that standard, I'm not much of a normal girl either. Honestly, I don't care what people think, but eventually it does get kinda lonely. Exhausting? Once again, not sadly. I fucking exhausting if enough people are telling you, dude, it's just for kids, you can't enjoy that. Like, yeah, kind of just screw you for telling me, you know, I can't enjoy this thing. If you've probably never read it, or seen it, I don't know. I mean, so what if I like manga and anime? It's not like it's a crime or anything. People should just like whatever they want without anyone else making a huge deal out of it. Yeah, there we go! Yes! Yes! Just... yeah, I'm with you there. What a world that would be if everyone thought like that. Yeah. I wonder what that would look like. We both laughed bitterly before falling into a moment of silence. What would a world like that look like? I mean, we're not really gonna... wow. I haven't laughed like this in ages. Not since, well, you know. Even then I couldn't even talk too much about anime with Konoha. Well, she did like certain series. It was mostly romance and drama, or crime and thriller oriented. Upon seeing we'd both finished eating, we get up from our chairs. Dare I ask what kind of series you enjoy reading and watching? I mean, it's not like I watch a lot of stuff with mushy romance and junk. Oh, Kodo, she has you there. There are some exceptions every now and again, though. I like to watch stuff with fantasy elements, for one thing. I don't really have a certain type I lean to, since I tend to watch a bit of anything that has a good plot that speaks to me. Same, honestly. I see you're well-versed in cultivating your tastes. Well, yeah, you know that old saying, don't judge a book by its cover. A saying that, like, half of people seem to forget. Plus, there's some series that start off looking cute and innocent just to throw you in for a loop halfway in. Madoka Magica! That's... sorry, it's like the one anime or manga I constantly kind of think of when I think of series that kind of look cute and innocent and then throw you for a loop. Except that just throws you for a loop in the first quarter. And it just kind of goes from there. It's really interesting watch. That's the one I had in mind just for this little section here. Yeah. Oh, you watch it too? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's like... I'm gonna talk about it in my dev commentary. It's a pretty good show. And then there was a pretty good movie, and then there's gonna be a fourth movie coming out. I kind of want to see that movie in theaters. You know, while Purge is not rising. Like that... like, it's like in... yeah, like the dev, 3 episodes in. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched the show. And like, you know, just like it's a pretty good series. And it was like the deconstruction of the magical girl trope. Like there were others, but they kind of came, I feel like they kind of came like after Madoka Magica, and it just kind of felt like they were trying to be all like at least to me, it just kind of felt like they couldn't really nail the formula. They just, like, at least in my, like, they just kind of were trying to be all dark and edgy without the nuance that made Madoka Magica as popular and remembered as it is. At least in my opinion, I mean, but from what I've seen. Anywho, a lot of horror series tend to do that a lot. Don't even get me started on horror. I'm maybe one of the only genres I don't touch regularly. Just not that into horror? I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I know some general stuff about series like Higurashi, but otherwise I'd rather not go all in. I mean, if Higurashi is as brutal as Arch of Shadow is saying, then, like, yeah, I'd imagine people... yeah, I definitely don't really blame you for feeling all wary about, like, going in and potentially binge-watching it. Yeah, understandable. Everyone's free to enjoy the things they like, right? And also, like, have their own constructive opinions on it. I mean, have their own opinions on it, but then, like, deliver those opinions with constructive criticism. Yeah, it's like you said. Yeah, and don't you forget it. This is the judgment-free zone, after all. Natsuki playfully shoves me as we make our way through the streets downtown. What was that for? You're so stupid sometimes. Hey, well, stupid is as stupid does. Do you even know what that means? Well, not really, but the movie made a crap ton of money. I mean, I guess that's a reference then. I haven't really heard the quote myself before now. For real, though, I'm glad I got the point across to somebody. I feel the way you would, so I'm not gonna rag on you for not liking horror stuff. As long as you don't rag on me for liking something like Super Henkei Hero Force when I was younger. Oh, Forrest Gump. Oh. Well, I have seen that movie, and then I just kind of forgot about it. I think Forrest Gump is overrated. Like, it's not really, like, it's not bad or anything, I just don't really get why it's, like, so... Like, why it has an 8.8 on IMDb, or so well liked or whatever. I don't really get it. It's fine for what it is, just, like, don't get the hype. And this is the anime I made up just for Captive Heart. Oh! Oh yeah. More paying tribute. Neat. Ah, come on, there's nothing wrong with that series. I mean, sure, it got corny sometimes, yeah, definitely, but it had some really emotional moments in there, too. Ah, I mean, I only say that considering all the teasing I got in junior high and all. Let them think whatever. It's their loss. Yeah. I feel like you should probably just go through life kind of with that mindset. You know, let them think whatever. It's their loss. You're gonna hear about it a lot in our mods. Oh, okay. More continuity! Or, like, more like things that are, like, common in terms of mods. More commonality, there we go. More like a common thread. There we go. Got it. Got the thing. Got the phrase. We're totally missing out on Lord Glavion and the almighty Unicorn! What the fuck happened to my voice on the last one? The almighty Unicorn! There we go. That's better. What happened to my voice? Okay, you got me there. That was pretty corny. Especially the way that Ninja Consultant guy, 6 Shogun, reacted. Still, though, something like Praxis Prime sacrificing his life for the fate of the world gets to you. We continue our conversation as we leave the busy downtown streets and find ourselves at the park. Praxis Prime is Optimus Prime. I think you said that before. But, you know, clarification never hurts. It's like... I seem to do the clarify bit a lot. Here we are, Nature Boy. You're still not gonna let that go, are you? Nope. She gives me a cheeky grin as she leads the way. You have somewhere in mind? Kind of. Alright, then lead the way, I guess. Natsuki confidently takes charge and resumes walking on ahead of me. I look around at my surroundings as we press forward. I think I remember this place. Can't say I'm surprised. There aren't that many parks around this area, so I'm sure you'd have seen it at some point. Well, yeah, but I mean, I think my mom used to take me here when I was little. That was forever ago, though. I mean, that feels like forever ago. I mean, especially in this day and age. Like, you know, when the times of either last year or 2017 feel like so long ago. I mean, that's probably because they are. Like 2017 was 7 years ago, but like... About to be 8 years ago in a few weeks, but like, it just feels like, it just feels so long ago. It feels like simpler times, you know? You know, back before the internet essentially became a cesspool filled with AI, filled with artificial intelligence, taking over. Like, half the time I see AI ads and shit on, like, YouTube or the web and stuff, and I'm hearing about it all the time. Or about Twitter's like this freaking cesspool of toxicity and bullshit. Just... simpler times. She hesitates a bit before continuing. Same, really. I used to play here when I was little. This is actually where I met Yuri for the first time. You know her, right? Yeah, I met her a few times, and Kononoha used to mention her in passing now and again. Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure you've never been to the section of the park I'm about to show you. Is that so? Just come on and I'll show you. I shrug my shoulders and resume trailing behind her. Looks like she's leading me further away from the areas in the park I remembered playing in as a kid. Oh, I wonder where she's taking me. It's kind of got me a little on edge for some reason. I mean, I think that reason would probably be anticipation. Whatever the case, I hope she's not some psycho like her dad. This would be a good chance for her to lead me to some place to get me alone and beat the crap out of me. Wow. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I like this sprite. I mean, background. It's pretty cool, right? It's funny how I never see a lot of people here. I guess hardly anyone ever comes out this far. Yeah, I sure never did. I'd always get scolded if I went out too far. Same. Although one time I just wandered off when my dad wasn't paying attention and I ended up here. Rebelling against your dad at such a young age? Oh, shut it. Besides, I just got bored, that's all. I wasn't trying to make him angry or anything. Anyway, I ended up here and it didn't look like a lot of people came out this far. It also looks like that hasn't changed. This must be on the other side of the park. Kind of a waste no one comes around here much. Yeah, but their loss is our gain, right? I think there's a full version of the quote you should go by. Their loss is your game. Aim. Like, oh, you like this niche or like this thing that's too kiddish, but you really like it and they don't want to watch it because it's too kiddish? Well, I mean, it's their loss. They're missing out on a great show. Or book. Or manga. Or I guess manga in Japan, you know? Or anime. Just thing in general. You know? Good mindset to go through in life, you know? True. Natsuki walks over and plops herself down on the lone bench. I follow behind and awkwardly sit right next to her. This is a bit out of my comfort zone personally, but for some reason I feel a little more at ease with her by my side. Who would have guessed something like this was out here? People busy playing by the rules, that's who. You say you weren't trying to make your dad angry, but look at you now. Sometimes you have to bend the rules a little and take risks if you want to get ahead, right? Another pretty good mindset to go by. So I took that risk, and here we are now. I always feel like she means it in more ways than one, but best to keep that to myself. I look down at the lake alongside her. I mean, you have a point there. No denying that. In my case, bro, breaking the rules backfires on me more often than not. I mean, Natsuki did say bend them a little, like, you know. And then that leads to me getting stuck or set back. Is that so? I guess you have to be more creative whenever you do it then. Huh. Anyone ever tell you that you might have a future being a lawyer? That wouldn't be the first time somebody did that. Amy used to say I have the mind cut out for it all the time. She falls silent upon saying her name. It's okay if you still miss her, Natsuki. Tell me, do you still miss Kononoha? They came out of left field pretty quickly. She's turned away from me slightly. I take a deep breath. If I'm being honest, yeah, I do miss her from time to time. Especially right around this time of year. It's been a little over a year now, but it still feels like it was last week or something. Amy meant a lot to you, almost the same way Kononoha meant a lot to me. I know people go around telling you how time heals all wounds, but I think there's some wounds that won't go away completely, no matter how much time goes by. I think those people who tell you that time heals all wounds have never grieved before. You know, like they never properly grieved. You know? My dad. Oh, it was another one of the sentences that your dad told you. Well, I mean, old man, as you call. I mean, you still call him your dad, but I don't know. I feel like yeah, like. I mean, some some wounds in a long term like that just kind of like getting stabbed again and again. Although it happens just spontaneously and out of nowhere, and it hurts, and then there's just a scar now under that, and like it's like if you're an adult with a job, life doesn't really give you much time to properly move on. Like, the corporate... I think I'm going on a tangent. Just... Yeah. I just don't know how long I'm gonna feel this way. Hard to say. Everyone's different with how they go through the whole grieving process. Kinda like I said before about my grandma. Hey. Yeah, I remember. I finally cried, but only after some bit of time passed. And that's okay. There's no shame in that. Unless you're the old man who said, men should never cry because it makes them weak. We remained quiet until I tried to... Yeah, friggin' hell. It's like... God damn. Like, your dad sounds very much old-fashioned. Like, just... I mean, in terms of the advice. Like, the quote-unquote advice. Like, I say that with heavy air quotes, because that doesn't... It's because, you know... There's a reason I give him the middle finger in almost every other mod I've written. Yep. Can definitely see that. Yeah. I probably would too. You know? Just... This is like your secret spot or whatever. You could say that. I know it sounds silly, but I like to think of it more like my sanctuary. I like to come here a lot whenever I need time to think or blow off some steam. I get that. It is a pretty nice spot, I have to say. Considering there's not a lot of people, it seems pretty peaceful and quiet as well. And that's exactly why I like it. Then the lake is pretty nice to look at as well. Yeah. Also, the view looks pretty good. It's kind of mesmerizing, I have to admit. Right? I guess I can see why you like to come here. I don't let just anyone in on this little secret, so you better feel special. I'm honored that you've shared your secret sanctuary with me. She playfully gives me a little shove before heading my hand down right on top of mine. I feel my face get warmer as I look down at my hand. Looking at her, the red tinge on her cheek is kind of adorable. We both pull our hands back and look away from one another. What was that? I nervously fiddle with the pendant as I turn to look at her. She looks back at me sheepishly. It's kind of jarring not seeing her being so confident or in your face like I've gotten used to her being. So, what's that you got there? Huh? Oh, this thing? It's some kind of pendant I got a while back. I don't usually wear it all that much, but I just felt like it today. Never picked you as the jewelry type. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure why I have it, as stupid as it sounds. Just got it from on a whim from Yuri along with that lock and key. As far as I know, I don't even really need this thing for anything else anymore. So, you don't know why you have it, but you have it anyway? Okay, Miss Future Lawyer. I reach around my neck to pull it off. And then surprised not to keep her putting it around her neck. If you're so interested in it, why don't you have it? Yes! There we go! That'd be pretty good. That is a pretty good strategy. I mean, it also looks pretty good on her, but also pretty good. Just in case time loops again, she'll be able to remember it this time. That's good! Yes! That's gonna be good if time loops again. You know, like, that she'll be in the know, so all this character development and time spent together isn't completely lost. That's so good! Huh? I can't take this from you. Why not? You said so yourself. Besides, I don't think I want or need it much anymore, so it's okay. But then how much did it cost you? Not a single penny, since this was just given to me by someone else. Sure as hell not gonna tell her I got it from Yuri because of some curse. Are you sure about this? It's fine. Trust me. I feel better knowing it'll end up with someone that'll appreciate it more than I would. If you don't like it, you could just give it to someone else. No! I mean, I guess I'll keep it since you were nice enough to give it to me. Yes! Yes, that is good! Alright, then it's settled. With that out of the way, we take a moment to admire the setting sun just overhead. Oh, that is gonna be really useful in the future. You know, again, if time loops. I don't think I've ever watched the sunset from this place. Of course, I've never been alone like this with a guy before either. I suppose there's a first time for everything. Wait. Damn it, what time is it? I think it's almost 6 p.m. judging by the sunset. Damn it, I have to get home. You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I just have to be home before my dad gets all worked up and worried about me, that's all. Oh, damn, that's a new one. Yeah, that just looks like really pissed off. Like, damn, she really does not look happy about it at all. Damn. Don't need me to walk you home or anything? No, it's fine. It's not all that far from here anyway. I'd like to stay longer here with you, but I understand. Don't worry about it. We can always try doing this again another time, right? Would you be if your dad was Cruel Master Santa Claus? That is a fun line. Yeah, but like... Master Santa Claus would probably rain hell on all the people on the naughty list, like, ho, 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 this coal is on fire, or something, I don't know. It's interesting to imagine. Yeah, I really enjoyed today. Thanks for asking me out. Huh, I guess this really was a date then, wasn't it? Huh, you idiot. Ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. It's your last Christmas. Tell Santa what kind of tombstone you want. Just be really interesting to see that explored someday. I mean, there have been, like, badass, violent Santa Clauses before. There might be a thing or show out there, like a show, movie, or book that explores what an evil Santa would look like. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. With that, Natsuki scurries away. I lean back in the bench a bit, still processing the day's events. What even happened just now? If we could get a Santa sprite, we could do a stupid mod with him, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be fun. You know, like a mini little Christmas mod, you know? Could at least write some kind of short story or something. Yeah, that'd be a pretty fun short story to read. What's all that? I guess I'll never know. I sighed deeply before getting up and started making my way home. Alright, June 9th, 2019. 2 9s! Yay! I like it when that happens. It seems like another good time for a little be right back break. So. Alright, we're back. Let's keep this going. It's been about a day, but the events from yesterday are still swirling around in my head. I haven't felt this way since. Yep. Wait, is that right? I mean, but I love you, Kononoha. But then I never... That's right. I never even told her how I felt when she was alive. I wanted to, but I couldn't bring myself to. Is this even right? I don't want to forget about her, but then there's nothing I can do for her now. It's been 1 full year and a month since she died. All this time has gone by, and I still have her in my memory. And yet being with Natsuki yesterday and talking to her, I don't even know anymore. Ugh. I plot my head face first into a pillow. The way I feel when I'm around Natsuki is so much like the way I felt around Koto back then. Being with her and talking with her, as stupid as it sounds, I felt more alive than I have in the last year or so being with her. At the same time, though, part of it just feels wrong to me. I don't know why. Probably the grief. I lift my head and look at the diary. I haven't read anything from it in a while. Honestly, I don't know if I should, especially after yesterday. I get up and grab the book from my nightstand. Out of sight, out of mind. That's how the saying goes, right? I toss the diary back into the trunk and lock it up. As much as I like to have an idea where Natsuki stands after our date, I can't bring myself to find out. You know, not to mention it's dishonest, as Mayo put it, and I shouldn't even be looking at it. Yeah, it is kind of a privacy violation. My mind isn't even in the right place with all these thoughts rattling in my head, so why add to the problem? Today is Sunday. I've got school tomorrow. I might as well try to relax for the rest of the night and put this out of my head. Who knows? As far as you know, maybe you're overthinking everything and it's not as bad as you're making it. Maybe Natsuki doesn't even see you that way and you're just being an idiot. That's it. But who in their right mind would ever fall in love with you? Not gonna know how, that's for sure. I stop for a moment and I think back to Friday and what Natsuki said before. You're not creepy or whatever else you've said people think about you. If any girl ever tells you that you're creepy, they're just doing that to make themselves feel better. What am I trying to kid here? I fell back onto my bed and turned the TV on. Maybe there's something on that'll take my mind off things. Say hello to my little friend. Hola! Gunfire sounds. Is there anything else on right now? Oh, the channel surfing is back! That's pretty cool. As I'm fumbling out of the remote, my phone starts ringing. That's weird. Almost no one ever calls me. Pick it up and see the caller ID. Why is Natsuki calling me right now? I waste no time answering. Robbie? She almost sounds like she was crying before calling me. Natsuki? What's wrong? Are you okay? I'm sorry. I didn't know who else to call. Easy now. What's wrong? It's Dad. Where is he? He's in the slammer. Whoa, what? I mean, I guess he was getting mixed up with bad people. Holy shit. How the hell did that happen? Natsuki sounds like she's about to start going into panic mode. Take it easy. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to right now. No. Since I hinted at it before, I might as well say it. He was struggling with his old job, so he took up something on the side at night. I wasn't sure what, though. I figured it might have been something like being a drug dealer. I hoped I was wrong, but I didn't think he actually did any of that stuff. Oh shit. I just got a call from the police and there was a drug bust earlier. My dad was there. They got him in custody now. I knew things were bad, but I didn't think they were that bad to where he'd to do shit like this. Natsuki, where are you right now? I'm at home, at least for now. For now? Where are you gonna be staying? My aunt. Dad's older sister. They called her as well. She's on her way to get me since she feels like I can't be left alone like this. Why did this all have to happen? I honestly don't know. So I guess she has disdain. I mean, she definitely has disdain for her aunt. Or at the very least, it's because she's going to have to move away from this place. I thought things were going to start getting better, especially after yesterday. I know, but I'm not saying anything. I guess because I'm gonna find out later on in the mod, so, you know. Or in a different mod entirely. I mean, either way, the answer amounts to time will tell, so, you know. Like, time and the mod, or other mods. That's okay, I have to go now. My aunt's gonna be here for me soon. I'll see you at school later. Before I could say anything, the call ends. I put my phone down and roll over into my bed. What? What even was all that? Here I thought I was saving Natsuki's life, but now? No, maybe I'm overthinking things here. Maybe it's not as bad as it sounds. The guy was a psychopath, right? Maybe it's a good thing he's locked up. If he loses his mind again, there's no way he can kill Natsuki this time. Yeah, as cruel as it sounds, maybe this is a good thing and her life will get better now. At least, I hope so. Ugh, I don't even know anymore. I mean, I guess all that's left to do is wait and find out. Alright, June 10th, we've entered the double digits. Natsuki didn't show up for school today. She said she'd see me in school later, but she wouldn't lie to me, right? I don't know why this has me so worried, but it does. I spoke with Yuri earlier today, and she told me to come on by after school. I ring the doorbell and wait for her. After a few moments, I hear some fumbling with the lock and the door opens. Ah, there you are, Robbie. Come inside. Thanks. I step inside as she closes the door behind me. We sit on opposite sides as we make our way into the living room. Alvin, you were telling me about how Natsuki's life is apparently worse now, thanks to you screwing things up? More or less. I did see some police crowded around her house this morning on my way to school. Would that have anything to do with it? Damn it. Robbie? What's going on? Tell me. It's like this. Natsuki's dad is in jail now because he became a drug dealer. Her eyes widen and she stares at me in shock. Yeah, talk about things going from bad to worse, right? Natsuki was telling me he was looking for a job, but that he was sneaking off at night doing whatever, and she had no clue what he was up to. Goodness, I had no idea things had gotten that bad for her. Apparently they were. I can only hope it isn't because of... No, it can't be. Because of what? Looking into things more, I stumbled upon something that confirmed a suspicion I had. Essentially, even if you were successful at meeting the terms of a wish or deal with Tarako's fulfilled, there's a catch involved. Oh! That's great! Wait, so aside from him being a pathological liar saying whatever he wants, that's right. It seems that while you might get what you want, there will always be a downside involved. Well, that's great! What the fuck do you mean? Wait, so a downside aside from Amy dying? Wow, that is cruel. That is... Damn. That's what it is. It's like... Damn. It's like, Amy dying would already be enough of a downside, at least for Natsuki, but... I mean, I guess that's not how Tarankos works. In this case, you save Natsuki's life and she gets to live. Yeah, now her life is gonna change, yep. Now, though? Oh, another one where her eyes are looking down. That's cool. Now it seems like her life is taking a turn for the worse. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the term, but it sounds almost like a monkey's paw situation. The hell? There's no winning with this guy! It's just a hunch, but let's hope for Natsuki's sake that I'm off the mark. Tell me exactly what happened when you found out about all of this. Okay. She called me up scared on Sunday and told me everything about how her dad got caught dealing drugs. She mentioned her aunt was coming for her, but she didn't really say much of anything else before hanging up on me. She said she'd see me at school, but I didn't see her at all today, and I have no idea what's going on since she's not answering her phone. Where is she now, though? Do you know? No. Aside from her aunt apparently going for her, that's all I know. Oh, dear. What? I know we haven't spoken in a long time, but I did once stumble into a conversation when Natsuki was talking about her aunt. Did she say it was her father's sister? That's what she said. Why? Alright. I wasn't sure if her mother had any siblings, as she never mentioned it to me. Anyway, from what I remember, she likened her aunt to a bitter old witch who hated life, more or less. Oh, great. What? Are you kidding me? No, I'm afraid not. Those were her exact words, but that's why I mention it, since it's been a while since we've last spoken. If that's not her life taking a turn for the worse, I don't know what is. I would try reaching out to her if I could, just to help put you at ease. Although, we did know each other and spoke regularly, but she and I had something of a falling out over a year ago. Hey, I forgot to send this message. Finally whispered you. Oh, hey! You're showing up at a... I mean, thank you for clarifying. For context, that's a mod that H8113, like, recommended I play, and, like... And it's not really officially, like, anywhere, like, Reddit or something, at least as far as I know, so... they essentially sent a download link so I could, like, download it, set it up on my computer so that I could play it later if I managed to, like, get that on the wheel, or if I managed to play it later, just for context for that. She never mentioned that to me. Explains why I've never heard of it. Yeah, I never really heard of it either. Just like... Yeah, but this guy did and recommended it to me, and now I have it on my computer, so yeah. There's a whole archive where you can download a whole bunch of mods, like, you know. It was on Reddit, but was deleted by the author themselves later down the line. Ah, okay. I wonder why. Like... I heard of DDLC Green Passion, but that was a whole other thing in itself I don't want to go into. Oh! Oh, yeah, I actually played Green Passion, you know, like, it's a short mod thing, you know, like, because, like, mainly because Afro Zero played it, and I remembered having fun watching him play it when I played that before, so I figured I'd have fun playing it myself. Like, point is, I played it before, and I thought it was fine, but, like, I guess there's, like, a lot of history to its cancellation, like, you said you don't want to go into it, so you don't have to, and you don't want to, you don't have to. There we go. TLDR. This is a mod that actually knew how to write the MC as a villain, unlike Lost Ascension. Oh, that'd be interesting to play, you know? The guy behind the mod characters are referenced. The guy behind the mod apparently liked my video, and she wanted to pay tribute to me. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is interesting. Because, like, a villain MC would be a good concept that, you know, Lost Ascension botched by just mainly using vanilla dialogue and hoping that whatever the Doki said didn't sound like complete bias. Which, spoiler alert, it did. But that's something I'll touch upon later, later in another stream. You know, I'll touch upon it more. She mentioned you in her diary once and thought you didn't like talking to her anymore. Ah, I was forced to take down a mod because I didn't have happy endings. Yeah. Which, you know, it's in the title. Tainted love. Tainted. Big word to look for there. I mean, I got time. Harassment took it down. I mean, if we're speaking of that mod, you know, I think the advantage of having Akane do the whole My Little Forlorn Hearts, I'm gonna kind of summarize the mod I had, is that you could essentially, like, if you ever did think to yourself one day that you wanted to remaster it, or, like, revise it, or do something with it, you could essentially have the summary be like, there are no happy endings, so don't go into the mod expecting them. Essentially, it's kind of like a... People listen to me or Akane if I did that, though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we'll ever, like, truly know that, actually. Like, unless it happens, ends in, like, which isn't really, like, an incentive. Like, I don't know, I'm trying to... It'll require a bit of outside thinking to play. Well, apparently STR is... this mod, and I'm not... Okay, for context on that, there was a guy in this stream that wanted to chill for 10 minutes. And nothing was chill about it at all, and so I timed them out, and I don't think they're here now. Just... probably like, man, what is happening? So I heard a phone conversation. Anyway, like... just... what's going on? Anyway, like... yep. Just like... Aspect sounds fascinating alone. And it require a bit of outside thinking. I mean, I guess in terms of, like, you have to essentially go into the files and do stuff. I don't know, I've heard of mods that kind of do that. Like, I think Return to the Portrait. Shame the mod author took it down. Yeah. I mean, again, the AC Twitch guy had the link and gave it to me, so I could still, like, potentially play it one day if I, like, I don't know, spun the wheel or, like, really wanted to play it myself. So, you know. And also, yeah, it is a shame when these mods go essentially, like, you have a preview and it's like, I mean, then again, it is kind of like, the whole DDLC mod thing is, like, kind of, I mean, it's pretty much, like, fan fiction and essentially, like, you know, like, there's, like, fans of the original want to make something, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Well, that's somewhat of a relief. I could have sworn she hated me. It's not the important matter at hand, though. My point is that things could have changed since then, and perhaps her aunt isn't so much of a bitter old miser as she made her out to be. I'd like to hope so. But you said that you and Natsuki had a falling out? Not one of my proudest moments, but yes. Why do you ask? Now that I'm thinking about it, I had no idea what she meant when she wrote about how you didn't like talking to her anymore. Ah, yes. A while back we had something of an argument when she tried to introduce me to her favorite manga. I argued that I wasn't interested in such things as it wasn't to my liking. I feel as though she took it the wrong way and things soured between us since then. She did tell me how she didn't have anyone to share all that stuff with. She also told me how she'd get made fun of for it, people ragging on her for liking kid stuff and whatever. Maybe you accidentally hit a sore spot for her or something like that. When you put it that way, it does seem to make sense now. That was never my intention, although I am often so terrible with expressing my thoughts verbally. Tell me about it. I must have just, to think our falling out was caused by a simple misunderstanding. I feel like half of falling outs are either misunderstandings, lack of communication, miscommunication, just, yeah. Oh, right, forgot to sum it up. This is a mod called Shattered Time Rewind. And essentially, this is like the result of like MC's on going through time loops because he made a bargain with this guy called Tarankos. In order to save Natsuki's life, and this is one of the loops where her life is saved, but then like something else is happening to her. Or essentially, so, you know. Also, this happened like a week after. Also, that happened a week after the original day, in terms of like that. Like, it was June 3rd, which was the day when Natsuki was supposed to die, and then, no, it was on, like, June, yeah, it was, like, June 9th when they, it was Sunday when she got the call, so that was, like, on Sunday, and then, now on Monday, like, exactly a week later, we're going to Yuri, and Natsuki's not showing up to school, and stuff is happening. You know, June 3rd is when Natsuki died, yeah. I think it was a combination of no communication, lack of communication. I mean, I wasn't there, so I can say wrong voice. I mean, I wasn't there, so I can't say for sure. At least from the time I've spent with her, that's what I can come up with. It sounds as though the two of you have gotten rather close. I could feel those awkward feelings bubbling in me again. I think Yuri catches on to how uneasy I am. Robbie? You don't hate Natsuki, do you? What? No! I mean, sure, I didn't know anything about her before, but after we got to talking and even spending the afternoon on Saturday, the fact she could confide you in her time of need shows that you mean a great deal to her. The way you're so concerned about her now, it's clear she means a great deal to you as well. Yeah, but I don't know what's wrong with me. Wrong? Whatever do you mean? There's nothing to be ashamed of, Robbie. I think it's wonderful that you two have gotten along so well. There's more to it than that, Yuri. The way I feel about her. I haven't felt this way about anyone since... She nervously walks over and puts a hand on my shoulder, giving me a sympathetic look. Anyway, dropping by... I had to drop the obligatory VOD uploads hopefully soon. Probably. Should probably keep up with the VOD channel in general. Which should probably... Yes, I have like... I do have like a VOD YouTube channel and I do like post my stuff. I guess I'd ask if it would if I ever like posted like the TL mod is like one of the VODs. I played that and it's private right now. Probably won't ever get released if you don't like. I don't know. Where am I going with this? It's for permission to like make the VOD public if I ever want to or whatever. I guess I don't know. I don't know. She sits down next to me as I make room for her. I felt like I didn't really bring that up well. Yeah, you know, I'll probably just keep them private. Maybe delete them. I don't know. Just... I can imagine. So I need to breathe. I can't imagine how difficult it's been having to carry on without her. You meant a lot to her, Robbie. Maybe she didn't know how you felt about her, but I imagine if she did, she wouldn't want you to go through life feeling so sad and miserable without her. I know! But when I think about her and what I'm feeling toward Natsuki, it feels like an insult to her memory. She hit the nail right on the head. All I can do is give a sad nod. I can assure you that's not the case here. You're not insulting her memory by trying to move forward with your own life. I know it sounds so goddamn stupid, but I don't want to forget about her. You won't, Robbie. The fact we're here right now talking about her shows she still holds a lot of meaning to you. As I said before, you meant a great deal to her as well. Maybe she didn't express it so overtly to you, but she did with me whenever we spoke. She did? Absolutely. I learned a lot about you from her. Frankly, more than I anticipated, if you ask me. Oh, I didn't mean it in a bad way. I mean in the sense that I learned probably whatever I needed to and more to understand you. And that was only in the times when I ever asked her about you. Point being here is that she cared about you at the end of the day. She wouldn't want you to see you so miserable and unable to be happy in life. I can already hear her saying she couldn't forgive herself knowing she did that to you. I see. It's clear that you'll never forget her, Robbie, so there's nothing to worry about. Likewise, moving on with your life wouldn't be an insult to her memory. If you truly have something special with Natsuki, I would say it's best not to have anything left unsaid, like with Konoha. Who knew you had the makings of a therapist in you? What? Oh, well, I only felt that. No, I'm only saying since it's not often you speak your mind like that. Whenever Kodo mentioned you, she'd say that she wished you speak your mind more and not keep things so locked up. It seems she had a few things left unsaid herself. Things she couldn't bring herself to say to us directly, at least. Looks that way. Alright, for now I would say to just keep an eye out for Natsuki at school. Don't worry so much about calling or texting her. While I'm certain she would appreciate you wanting to see if she's okay, I somehow imagine a number of incessant calls and text messages might overwhelm her. I'll make sure Mayo and I are behind you every step of the way, so don't worry on that front. That's exactly why I advised her about removing her ring too much during this time. What, so you told her to keep wearing it? I thought you two were just trying to make some kind of fashion statement. No. A part of me deep down felt it would have been too easy for Tarankos to simply let you off the hook upon completing the terms of the curse. I didn't want to alarm you, so I never said anything out loud. I did, however, caution Mayo about the ring after I told her why I was feeling so ill at ease about the matter. She agreed, and she told me she wanted to continue being there for you. Wow, thank you, Yuri. It's no problem at all. I understand how difficult it's going to be, but for now, try not to overthink the situation with Natsuki so much until you have concrete evidence of what's going on. Alright, I'll do my best, and thanks again, by the way. It's no problem at all. If anything else happens, please don't hesitate to let me know, alright? You've got it. After the funny lady speaking some truths. Yeah, definitely. It's nice to get, it's definitely good to get concrete evidence before making assumptions. Yep. There are so many things swirling around in my mind right now. Yeah, Yuri kind of usually does that. Not just the whole thing with Natsuki, but everything Yuri unloaded on me back there. It's all just... That's when I stop in my tracks and change course. I guess it would have been too much to come here and expect to see Natsuki again. I plot myself in the lone bench and look out at the lake in front of me. Now during, the middle of the day. So, all this time I was so afraid of forgetting about Kodonoha. So I guess the sunset look was achieved by using, filters and, coloring and stuff. Probably. As silly as it sounds, it felt like if I ever forgot her, it'd be the same as acting like she never existed to begin with. Hearing all of this from Yuri, tell me, Kodo, when I die, is there a chance I'll ever get to see you again? Now, there were like 4 different versions of this VG. Oh, there were? That's pretty cool. And convenient. Makes things easier, you know? I look up into the sky asking a pointless question I know I'll never get the answer to. I let out a deep sigh as I run my hands through my hair. I just need to calm myself down, just like Yuri said. Although considering everything I've been through up to now, I'm surprised I didn't have a mental breakdown sooner. I close my eyes and try to lose myself in the serene ambience of my lake view. Natsuki said she'd come by here to calm herself down, right? Maybe that's why I subconsciously forced myself over here. After taking a few moments to myself, I start to feel a little bit better. A while passes before I had to get up and resume going home. This is some really good music. I mean, yeah, I think I say that about the soundtrack of like most of these like mods, you know? It's like, I mean, it's never less true, you know? I think taking a moment to literally stop and breathe helped out quite a bit. After all, I hardly had any time for that when this whole thing began. Whether it was trying to solve the mystery of Natsuki's death, to straight up fighting her old man mano a mano. I've almost all... He's been doing something that's kept me on edge. Maybe it's all just getting to me finally. I just have to... Oh, fuck, it's you. Well, what do we have here? Great. Out of all the people in the world, why did I run into him? I slowly turned around to see his stupid face. I actually hadn't seen him in a while. It felt good, but I guess all good things have to end sometime, right? Where are you off to on this fine day, little edgelord? Nowhere that concerns you. Ouch. What's with the tough guy act? I'm just asking a simple question here. Bold of you to assume I even want to talk to you right now. Yeah, just keep up the edgelord act. It's gonna get old pretty soon. After that, you're gonna end up all alone. I bet not even your small little girlfriend would have put up with you. What did you say? Yeah, I've seen you hanging out with that Irenji girl. Gotta say, isn't she technically a step down from that last girl you used to be around? Okay, this is the part where he provokes you. You just gotta walk away. You do not give him what he wants. Sure, she's cute and all, but I have to admit, Kononoa really had it going on. No, remember what you said to Maya. Even though it's really tempting to beat his stupid face in while there's no witnesses around, he's just trying to get to you. That's all it is. Just remember, even Aiko is smarter than he is. He probably doesn't understand half of the words coming out of his stupid mouth right now. Then again, who am I to judge, right? You kind of are. You're kind of doing that already. You're right, especially considering you're always off simping for a different girl every single day. That got him. The fuck you say to me? Oh, what's wrong? Don't like it when it's hurled back at you? Most bullies don't. I turn around and keep on walking. What the hell? Get back over here, fuckface. Nah, I'm done talking to you, monkey boy. I'd much rather get home now than spend another minute listening to you. Thankfully, he doesn't try to follow me. At least he has some idea of when to quit, I'll give him that. Now I can try to relax and unwind at home. It isn't long after I have dinner and finish my homework that I'm able to settle in for the night. As I lie down, something Joichiro said earlier kind of echoes in my mind. Girlfriend. Thinking about it, I've never had an official girlfriend before. Kononoa was the closest, but I never told her how I felt or anything. We were close friends, but we were never officially dating or anything. She never even knew about what I was feeling for her. And not like she felt that way about me. Natsuki, on the other hand, part of me still questions if what we had on Saturday was an actual date or not. But on paper, it checks off most of the boxes. Even Mom was making a huge deal about it before, as if it was a real date. I'm not too sure where Natsuki stands on the matter, but I'll hopefully find out soon. At this point, I don't even want to bother reading the diary now. Not only because it's wrong of me, but I'm just too tired today. After mulling things over, I turn off the lights and try to get some sleep. Alright, June 11th, probably the final day of the loop. Potentially. Guess we'll see what happens. Natsuki still hasn't called or messaged me back today. I've left her alone as Yuri suggested, but the weight is eating me alive. I managed to get through half of the school day and uh-oh. Oh no, the clouds are out. Clouds are looking ominous today. And now I'm here having lunch with Yuri and Mayo, as I'm used to by now. Yuri took it on herself to talk to Mayo about everything that happened up until now. If you recall, I did tell you I had my suspicions about something like this could happen at any time. Pathetic fallacy at work. With Joichiro? Yep, pretty much. Oh, no, never mind. Thought you were referring to... Yeah, there we go. Thanks for the clarification. You know, like I said, clarification doesn't hurt. Meaning when the weather imitates mood. Also, I guess that's like a new thing I'm learning about, so... I remember my English teachers rolled a lot of things into me. Yeah, like writings. Yeah, like writing styles and stuff. I'm still uncertain if this is pure coincidence or not, but it could not have happened at a worse time. Wow, you're not joking. I've kept the ring on as much as possible, so there's nothing to worry about there. I'm sorry we had to be so secretive about it, though, Robbie. I wanted to tell you, but Yuri nearly swore me to secrecy to avoid freaking you out even more. No need to apologize. I get that. And she's right. Knowing me, I probably would have been losing my mind a lot sooner if I knew all this. The downside is that Yuri's probably right, and Tarankos is gonna just screw things up no matter what I do. I stress that it's just a theory right now. For the time being, we still have no concrete evidence that proves my monkey's paw theory. Maybe, but don't forget that I actually met him. Not face to face, but I gotta hear his voice and feel that murderous vibe he was giving off. I can't explain it, but considering he straight up lied about Mayo dying in that fire, I don't think it'd be too out of character for him to pull some stunt like negative karma either. Oh, that's right. Yeah, if you ask me, he already sounds like a con artist. With that higher intellect of his, he's beyond your average con artist, though. The fact he has access to all this magic power and whatever only makes it even worse. I never likened him to a con artist before, but thinking about it logically, you're right. He's more dangerous than your everyday con man, that's for sure. Yeah, pretty much. Are you sure there's nothing we can do? I still haven't managed to find anything specific about this curse. From what I've gathered, it seems as though all these rituals are just as many ways of torturing a human spirit until it breaks. All for his own amusement, I should add. And I'm the fucking lab rat he gets to torture in this little experiment of his. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself, Robbie. A number of his victims all had good intentions when performing these rituals or wishes they wanted to come true. What none of them expected was for Tarankos to lock them into what is essentially a contract full of lies and deception. You just wanted to save Natsuki's life. Unfortunately, Amy seemed to prey on you like an innocent lamb for slaughter and took advantage of that. Damn it, Amy. She's the root cause of all this, if you ask me. I still don't understand how she was able to sing some little song to make him do the ritual, but she did it, and that's where we stand now. I don't understand the logistics of it myself, but yes, that song has some magic properties similar to a siren's call, so sadly it seems Robbie was powerless against it. So we're back at square one, basically. I'm not giving up so easily, Robbie. I'm sure there's an answer out there. In the worst case scenario, I could enlist the help of my aunt Tsubasa. Kononoha's mother? Precisely. I held off on doing so as I didn't want to worry or involve her, but it seems like we might have to take some desperate measures. Ooh. At the very least, I'm hoping she would allow me access to all the ancient texts she inherited from grandmother to do research. Are you sure that's okay? It isn't as though we're estranged, if that's what you mean. In fact, she still checks in on me from time to time when mother is working overseas. She and my uncle just haven't fully recovered from Kononoha's death is all. I just hate the idea of putting more stress on her on top of the grief she's already feeling. At the same time, however, I don't see any alternative. In so many ways, I feel like this is beyond me. Considering Mother is unreachable right now, Aunt Tsubasa is the only one I can turn to. I know she'll understand once I explain everything to her, but even so, I wish it didn't come down to this. Seriously. It's too bad there's no way to kill Tarankos or some other way to make him stop doing this crazy shit. Believe me when I say that I'm right there with you. I've heard that some have tried, but they all failed, especially since he's literally untouchable in another universe. Even if you dragged him out to slay him yourself, it would be difficult. As grandmother used to say regarding Tarankos, magic must defeat magic. Ah. So, in terms of magic defeating magic, I guess maybe potions would work? I don't know, because it seems like Wicked Witchcraft MC would be the MC I'm thinking of who would stand a chance. Because, you know, he's the boy... Because, you know, he's dating a witch, and they have these potions and stuff. So, you know. Modern-day weapons most likely wouldn't do that much against him unless they're blessed or enchanted with some kind of magic. Like maybe a knife made of the metal as those rings of yours? Possibly. I can't say for sure, but you're on the right track. Sadly, there's no way we can test that, so it'll remain a theory for now. Ah. The bell rings before we can have any further discussion. Just remember that no matter what happens, we'll both be with you every step of the way, Robbie. Don't give up! That's right. I imagine if I told her you're the one in trouble, Aunt Tsubasa would be more than willing to aid you as well. She took quite a liking to you, from what I understand. Well, okay, Yuri, thanks. I guess there's nothing left to do now but go to class. We say our farewells and go our separate ways. It's homeroom again. I'm greeted with the usual sight, well, minus Natsuki being in her usual spot. I mean, usual sight, and also it's kind of darker and more gray. As the teacher's about to take roll call, the door behind us opens. Sorry I'm late! I can't say how much I felt like jumping out of my seat right now, but I hold back for obvious reasons. The teacher just gives her the usual death glare as she takes her usual spot. After he's done, he makes some announcements about graduation that I could honestly care less about, so I don't pay attention. And this is the background from the original. Oh, okay. When he's done with his long-winded announcement spree, he gives us a free period, as he typically has these last few days. As I get up to walk over to Natsuki, I notice a few eyes darting glances at me. Oh, that's right. Even that idiot Joichiro was here talking about how we look like a couple now. As if she could sense me, she looks my way. Hey, I know you have a ton of questions, but right now, let me just rest a bit. Meet me on top of the roof after class. Stunned, all I can do is nod and return to my seat. I can hear some idle chatter behind me, followed by some annoying giggles. Are they talking about us? Probably. As if I needed another reason to hate people. Seems like they'll latch onto anything to gossip about. Yeah, like, as if high school is that boring. Then again, that's probably how all those gossip magazines and websites stay in business. Yeah, that's also true. All thanks to simple-minded idiots like them. I give a soft sigh as I take out some of the homework I have for today and work on it. Time seems to go by slowly as I'm trying to take my mind off everything. I've got so many things I want to say to Natsuki when we meet on the roof later. That's gonna have to wait, and that is killing me right now. Eventually, the bell rings, and I wait for all the mindless sheep to pile in through the door. I turn to Natsuki. Alright, let's go. She gets up from her seat, and I follow behind her. Her tone earlier sounded very weak and defeated, but considering what's going on, I guess I can't blame her. I'm just hoping all the things Yuri said about Natsuki's aunt aren't true. Please, for the love of God, don't make her life more miserable than it already was. No words are exchanged as we go down the hall. I notice a few students sneaking glances our way. Seriously? Don't they have their own lives to worry about? I mean, yeah, but I guess their own lives aren't entertaining enough. As I look over at one of them, I swear I see something, or someone lurking in the shadows. It almost looks like... You! Oh, I have to be seeing things. Then again, I swear I saw that same creepy masked guy before. You coming? Seems I stopped for a moment and let her get ahead of me. Right, sorry about that. Gone. Maybe I am just seeing things. Natsuki stops as I close the gap between us. She doesn't say anything else as we keep moving. I push open the door to the roof after getting a little ahead of Natsuki. She just gives me a nod and proceeds outside. She's really not feeling like herself. Not even some sarcastic quip or anything about holding the door for her. It doesn't feel right. I trail behind her and let the door slam shut behind me. She walks over to the corner of the fence, holding onto it as she wistfully looks out below. I sheepishly walk up to her. It's Natsuki, and I'm nervous to approach her for some reason. Sorry I had to meet you like this. I know it sounds stupid, but I don't want people looking at us. Wait, you noticed it too? How can't I? I got them looking at us at homeroom, and I didn't want to hang out any dirty laundry in front of them. Hope you can understand. No, I get you. Because then it'd be the gossip! And then Joichiro would just be all stupid about it. And, you know, little Angel... Don't like people like Joichiro. Yeah, that Joichiro even called you my girlfriend when I ran into him yesterday. Not like we were out being a lovey-dovey couple or anything, though. That douchebag. Yeah, that is a good word for him. And all the people like him. Yeah, I don't want idiots like him hearing us. Alright, as long as you're not pissed off at me or anything. Why would I be pissed off at you? If anything, you're like one of the only people left who actually give a shit about me. I saw all your text messages and all your missed calls. I'm sorry I made you worry so much about me. The way things have been, though, I just haven't been in the right headspace to talk to anyone. Hope you don't hate me too much. Natsuki, I could never hate you. And neither do I. That's why I specifically made a character like him an antagonist. Yup. Definitely makes for, like, a good antagonistic character, you know? I was just worried something happened to you. I mean, you called me in the middle of the night practically crying. You damn near scared me to death. I'm sorry, alright? You were the only person I had left I could go to. My aunt, not like I could trust her with anything. My blood turns to ice at those words. No, you're kidding me, right? She turns to look at me, her face on the verge of tears. Is it that bad? Bad? Fuck it all. Just imagine the worst thing you could think and multiply it by 10. And the monkey's paw activates. God, that'll bat us seriously out of her mind. I swear she's drunk like 80% of the time, considering she almost always has a beer bottle in her hand. She makes my dad look like a saint compared to how much he drinks. Oh, hell no. Yeah, you're telling me. At least my dad fed me whenever he could. That old bitch practically never has anything in the house to eat. And she's got this nasty habit of wandering off without telling me anything. She hardly says a word to me, but if she ever does, it's always about how my mom was a slut and that dad only married her out of wedlock. Oh, great! Fuck! And I would be so much happier if I was never born. Wonderful. How can anyone deal with some insane old lady constantly telling you that you shouldn't have been born? I don't imagine anybody who could. That sounds like torture. You tell me. The fuck? Wait, so what have you been doing for food? She turns away from me, her face red with guilt. You're not trying to tell me. What other choice do I have? It's either the 5-finger discount or I starve. Do you think I want to steal from some old man at the convenience store? You know, the scenario feels pretty similar to Blue Skies, and because that is the scenario where Natsuki like stole a protein bar, and then there was a choice because MC like investigated into it. It was weird. This, like, long story short, that was weird. This mod handles it way better. Yeah, that was the inspiration for this scene. Yeah, I can tell. Again, this mod handles that situation way better. I swear, he probably knows I'm up to something, but just never called me out on it. It's not even anything good. Just now whatever small snacks I can fit in my pockets. Even then, it's not enough to fill me up. I had no idea, Natsuki. I didn't mean to. It's not like I want to be some kind of criminal, Robbie, but what else can I do? I'm not... Hey, this mod is also a backdoor tribute to certain other Nazi stories. I mean, okay. Just have confirmation for that. I mean, considering the references to apparently, like, behind closed doors and after midnight. So, you know. I don't even have my own room in that house. That old bat hates me and she makes sure that I know it. Then where the hell does she let you stay? She has a guest bedroom, but oh no, God forbid I sleep there. So what does she do? She tosses whatever stuff of mine in the basement while she holds me up in the all space beneath her stairs. God, this is sounding like Harry Potter, where he's like sleeping in the cupboard under the stairs. It's like, Jesus. No, this bond we share is probably the only other mod I reference that doesn't center around Natsuki. You know, because that's what you do to someone who's fallen on hard times, especially when they're from your family. Little bat could go choke on a toilet seat for all I care. I hate her, Robbie, more than you can imagine. For crying out loud, is her whole family this fucked up? I mean, aside from her mom. Now, it just seems like her father's half of the family is... If she really doesn't have any other family left, then what else is there for her? I know you probably don't want to hear this, but do you know anything about foster care? No! Why the hell would I? I know she's your family, no, but maybe I can make excuses for my dad, but not that cranky old witch. If that house burned down with her in it, I wouldn't waste any time crying over it. For the record, Kai wasn't messed up and her family was okay. I mean, that's good at least. Well then, she obviously doesn't care about you, Natsuki. Why don't you just report her and see if you can find another family that'll take care of you? It's just Kaido, like he said. Like hell I will! How do you know I'll find someone else that'll take me in? Notice the fact I'm already 18, so most of those families probably wouldn't want to. And if there was someone, who knows if I'll end up in a worse spot than I am now. I mean, they're not all that bad from what I've heard. They usually screened and checked over to make sure they're actually able to take care of someone, from what I understand. How can you be so sure, Robbie? You know, I think the thing is nobody's that sure, honestly. Nobody's really sure of anything, and nobody's really sure of anything, and anybody who says so is probably partially lying to themselves. Besides, it's like I said, it's usually the kids who get taken into those things, so what chance do I have? Why are you so against this anyway? What if they take me away from you, huh? Did you even think about that for 1 minute? So the foster care idea was actually Rocketman's idea. That was one of his ideas that survived into the final draft. Ah, okay. So I guess it must have been like a... good idea if it's like in the actual mod proper. You know, considering what you told me about that guy and what he tried to do with like Twisted World. And then the fact that he couldn't even really make that mod himself anyway and gave up on it, so, you know. No, I didn't. You're the last thing I have, Robbie! I don't even know what I'd do without you! She's sobbing uncontrollably as she lays her head against my shoulder. Without thinking, I put my arms around her, but not too tightly. Right now, she almost feels like a fragile little doll in my arms that'll easily shatter if I'm not careful. First, Amy dies, and then my dad goes to jail, and our date and whatever time we spend is the only good thing that's happened to me so far. Even then, all the time we spend together won't mean anything so long as I'm living with that cranky old bitch. It's no wonder she's never been with a single man before in her life. You know, I thought it still... Yeah, I thought it could still work. Well, yeah. I mean, probably because it's like... The people like, well, you're a legal adult, so it's kind of like... Those people have the people who aren't aware of the perception that they just don't really take anyone in if they're over the age of 18, because that's the age you become a legal adult. Anyway, you don't have to be just as insane as she is to even stand being around her. God damn it, Amy. I could have kicked myself then and there for blurting that out. Natsuki abruptly tore herself away from... Uh-oh. Amy? What does Amy have to do with this? What? I didn't say anything about her. Yes, you did. You just said, God damn it, Amy, right now. I know what I heard, Robbie. Are you seriously blaming my dead friend over something she had no control over while I'm on the edge of a serious breakdown? I'm not blaming her for anything because I didn't even say her name. Bullshit. Come on, Robbie, fess up. What's going on here? What do you know about Amy? Another toast to my big mouth. I can't talk myself out of this, but do I seriously tell her the truth? I mean, I don't know. Better that than anything else. She has the pendant. I see the little line thing. I see the line denoting that she has it. So, you know, you could, if it works, you tell her the truth. She calls you crazy and then leaves, and then you either do the deal again, and then she loops back and is like, oh my god, he was right about that. About the time loop. I mean, then again, MC doesn't really, I don't know, at least that's what I do. I don't want her to hate me, but at this point it seems like she's gonna hate me no matter what I do. Just when I was starting to feel alive again, I go and blow it. Take a deep breath and try to compose myself. Alright, I'll tell you. You're probably not gonna believe me, though. Oh, really? Try me. Alright, you asked for it. Amy killed herself to save you. What? You were supposed to die on the night of June 3rd. I called Amy and told her how your father was planning to kill you in some fucked up double suicide. That's when Amy took it on herself to sacrifice her life to save yours. What the hell are you saying right now? Are you listening to yourself? I know how screwed up it sounds. Believe me, I wish this was all just some awful nightmare that I could wake up from. It isn't, though. I had to relive that night I don't know how many times. I saw your dad shoot you point blank in the face. I saw our classmates burning alive because of some sick karmic retribution. I even got into a fight with your dad when he caught me trying to stop him. Oh, no, you're not making any sense here. It's the truth, though. Amy was the one who sent me back in time to try and save you from dying. In this case, I succeeded in saving you. The problem was to do so, I needed to make some kind of exchange as part of this twisted ritual she made me do. A soul for a soul. That's all they tell me. Robbie? You're seriously freaking me out right now. I'd be shocked if I wasn't. Are you on something right now? At this point, I wish I was. Then I'd have a more justified explanation for everything I've experienced to this point. Amy died and became a martyr to save your life, all because I made a stupid phone call begging her to tell me how to solve this problem. That's all there is to it. You called Amy? Right before she died? Did you tell her to... No! She made the decision herself. I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen to me. Amy dedicated herself to serving some evil being called Tarankos, so she was already too far gone to talk any sense into. That's what Yuri told me anyway. That's what I keep telling myself anytime the guilt comes back to haunt me. Deep down, though, I still feel like Amy's blood is on my hands, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't make that phone call. I don't buy it. I bet you convinced her to kill yourself. No, I didn't know what else to do, Natsuki. Your dad was gonna kill you. But he didn't kill me, did he, Robbie? But I saw him do it in another timeline. He asked you to die with him. He splattered your brains all over the wall. I saw it with my own eyes. Almost like Konoha. No, I can't believe it. I thought you were the only person left I could count on, Robbie, but in the end, you're no better than all the other backstabbers I ever trusted. No, I didn't! And ever since that day, things just went straight to hell for me. Here I thought things were finally turning around when I met you. I liked you, Robbie. I really did. I feel like such a fucking idiot admitting it to myself now, but I really did. Now, though? No. I hate you. What? I hate you. No, Natsuki. No, you don't mean... You're saying you wanted to save me, but all you did was mess up my life even more than it already was. She puts her hand around the pendant. I trusted you. I loved you. And now I'll be rotten in hell. No, please. No, don't take that off, because then everything will make sense. I don't get to finish that sentence. It's not over to the fence. She makes notes. What are you doing? On June 3rd, it was Amy who died. Isn't that right, Robbie? Well, then today it's gonna be me. Amy... Now get down from there! How am I supposed to live knowing my friend killed herself because of me? I'm not gonna be carrying that around for the rest of my life. I grab onto the fence and climb furiously after her. She already got a head start on me though, but I try to close the distance. No, stop! Amy wouldn't want you to do this! Amy only did this because of you, Robbie. I didn't tell her to kill herself! She told me she wanted to die in your place! She's extremely loyal to Toronto, so she's willing to do anything for him! Both of us keep climbing at a steady pace. Damn it, I don't think I'm gonna make it. She's not listening to me. I've had it with you and your lies. It's the truth. I know it sounds like I'm full of it, but it's the truth. Yuri can even back me up. Go fuck yourself. I hope I never see you again. I look up in horror as she gets to the top. I'm too late. I practically start jumping up against the fence to gain some more height. It's too late. Natsuki, come back. She's already plunged into the ground below. I narrowly miss her ankle and instead grab onto her shoe, which starts to slide off her foot. No, Natsuki, I love you. There's only a shoe in my grasp. I let go of it as I hop over the fence to try and grab her. I feel intense pain in my left arm as I jump from the fence. I look down at Natsuki's tear-filled eyes as we both meet the ground with a sickening crunch. Pain. Intense pain. That's all I could feel in that moment. I try to open my eyes, but I feel so weak. I catch a glimpse of my legs. They're bent in a way that doesn't look normal, and then I try to look for Natsuki. What I saw, frankly, I wish I could put it out of my mind. The absolute horrific sight of Natsuki's mangled body. I get my eyes shut. Oh, no. My voice is barely even a whisper now. I feel a cold presence surround me, then I hear a voice. It is time. No! I can't let it end. Not here. Accept your fate. Not now! Not for Natsuki! She doesn't deserve this. She deserves a much better life than this. Goose. I feel myself fade away. That was so That works! If she has the pendant, then she'll remember and know that you're telling the truth. I don't think she ever took it off. If she didn't take it off, then we still have a chance here. No, she didn't. Oh, thank God! Yes! Yes, she didn't take it off! She's gonna remember! And then we can actually properly explain everything! Silver linings! Silver linings! That was intense! Which means that was a pretty good scene! My head pops up from the pavement I was lying on. I look around in disbelief. Am I back here again? I get up and check my phone. Oh my, sheesh. It's the night of June 3rd. It says so clear as day. I look down at myself. My body isn't as mangled as it was before, almost as though it never even happened. I shake my head as if it will clear my mind. What am I surprised about? Natsuki's old man beat me up before and I came back without a scratch after I passed out. Not after I saw that creepy masked guy with the antlers. Jugral! Gonna write his name down so I don't forget that either. Spelling, yep, there we go. Jugral. Okay, not really forget, but so that it doesn't slip my mind. Now I saw him back at the school too. I know it! Well, no point thinking about it now. If everything's been reset, then Natsuki should hopefully still be alive and well. I proceed to walk through the gate like I've been doing the last however many times and go through the motions. What's even the point, though? If Yuri's right, it seems like Natsuki's gonna suffer no matter what I do. His name was basically me using the word judge and it evolved from there. Yeah, into a pretty cool name. Yeah, because he just stands there judging you, telling you to, like, accept your fate. If Yuri's right, it seems, yeah, not like making her drink some sleeping pills will fix anything either. I already learned that the hard way. I'm at my wit's end here, and I've got no idea what my next move should be. I take my place at the kitchen table as I mull over my remaining options. Almost like Tarankos' name comes from the word terror. Ah. I wonder what words the names Articus and Zaritha come from. Calling Amy is out of the question. Calling the police is definitely out of the question. I know I seriously considered killing Natsuki's dad, but then I might as well be sending her back to her aunt. And most likely with some additional emotional trauma she'll never hear. I'm running out of ideas until I think back to the whole soul for a soul deal. Could I technically just murder any random person to fulfill it terms? Articus comes from the word articulate. Okay. Also, I don't know. Why am I even considering that? I don't want to kill anyone. And again, every time I try to loophole myself out of the rules of the curse, something happens to bite me in the ass later. I mean, I guess in terms of, like, killing a random person, that person's family would be all like, you murderer! And then you go to jail, and you're just stuck there, essentially. Natsuki's still, like, really... Zero that comes from Zilch. Her name is reused as a female villain from a Bionicle fanfic I abandoned. Ah. Oh, you wrote a Bionicle fanfic. I mean, we're gonna... So that's... I wrote many. Wow. I mean, then again, I shouldn't really be surprised. You have like a whole lot of Bionicle sets. You know? I wonder what they were all about, you know? I'm curious. At one point, the fan site BZ Power actually gave me some recognition on their front news page. Oh, that's pretty cool! BZ Power. I guess that's where Bionicle fanfics reside. It's interesting how there's like certain websites for those, you know, like fimfiction.net for all the Friendship is Magic fanfiction. You know, like, as an example. Wait. Oh, damn it all. There's no winning here. No matter what I do, someone is gonna end up miserable. In most cases, it's Natsuki. With that logic, I might as well be the one killing Natsuki myself. Not directly, of course, but it's like every action I take leads to either me or her suffering and That's the reference! That's the reference! There's the reference to the ending! I think that was it! Made a fanfic had a villain named Tarankos featured in it, and it was one of those short stories they featured. Oh, okay. I think that's the reference to that ending, probably. The other ones are more comedic that led in a shared universe. Ah, kind of like the Perfect World Anthology. The shared universe part, not the comedic part. I mean, I guess some of the mods had, like, comedy. Like Wicked Witchcraft was a fun mod, like, more lighthearted. I guess I do reference that ending, but I don't have it happen. Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, that's good. I'm not gonna even think about just killing Natsuki either. I want to save her. Not only is it cruel, but it completely defeats the purpose of what I'm even doing here! There we go. That's first in comedy where I got my start from. There we go! And even if she hates me, I don't want to do anything to hurt her either. I'm still not entirely sure if I love her or not, but I'm pretty sure killing someone you're in love with isn't something a sane person does. Might as well just get out of here and go through the motions until I could come up with something useful. This is just gonna keep resetting until I do something, right? Might as well make use of the time I've got. As I get up from the table, I decide to check on Natsuki one more time just to make sure she's still okay. I know you hate me and never want to see me again, but I have to make sure. I'm gonna save you somehow, Natsuki, no matter how much you hate me. Why am I so hung up at that? I don't know, if you're telling, I don't know, if someone you maybe love yells with passion that they hate you, that probably really affects you. Like, I feel like if anyone just told me outright that they hated me, that would probably be one of the worst feelings in the world. I don't ever want to screw up badly enough to get to a point where someone hates me. That's like my worst fear, honestly. Which I guess is why I constantly clarify and stumble over myself. I'm just afraid of saying the wrong thing, you know? And again, she most likely died still hating me. Yeah. I jet upstairs and gently opened the door to her room. As she was, sleeping peacefully in her bed, unaware of what awaits her tonight. As if drawn in by a magnetic pull, I make my way over to her. For some reason, I feel overwhelmed looking at her again. She's okay. Her body isn't some mangled mess on the concrete. Everything really has been reset. I swear I could feel tears welling up in my eyes. As stupid as it sounds, this almost feels like something out of some storybook fairy tale to me, just seeing her resting so peacefully. Then again, is it because I'm happy seeing her okay, or is it because the last thing she told me was she hated me? They coexisted for about 7 months, but she never knew about her, so I must wonder what Darlene would have thought of Akane. I don't know. Maybe she would have been flattered. Maybe. The most tragic thing about death is that it poses questions about what someone might think if they were still here that there will never be answers to. Just... I mean, maybe in another timeline, but you know. Like, case in point, that's one of them. Something's happening. For some reason, those words hurt me more than I thought they would. Whatever. Likewise, I almost wonder what my mom would think about the fact that I'm technically a writer that's published several stories. I think she'd be proud. I mean, hopefully, you know? I mean... She was apparently into writing herself when she was younger. And I'd say that she probably... Yeah. I'd like to think she would be proud. I'd say she probably would be. You know? I mean, you have a whole overarching anthology. You've written bionicle fanfiction? And you've written this perfect one anthology. Along with other mods. Like, you're about to write more. It's pretty amazing what you've accomplished, you know? Like, just... Like... There's no point in me staying here. There's also no point in me ever talking to her again. Even if she doesn't remember me, it would just be too painful. I can't look at her without thinking about our not date or seeing her jump off the roof. I slowly back away, hoping not to make a sound. I take one last look at her and take my leave, gently shutting the door as quietly as possible. She probably... I don't know how cold she was to me. Send them her way. Mom, yeah, moms are protective like that. What'd she do to them? You know? Like, what did she say she'd do? Like, she said to send them her way. Did she ever tell you, like, what she was, like, what she'd do? I guess the implication is, like, better in terms of, like, getting a message across. Yep, leave that to the imagination. Oh, what the hell was that? Like, whatever the message was, it was deleted. Anyway, like, I guess sometimes leaving it to the imagination makes more of an impact, you know? It was not as forgiving as me. Ah, okay. I feel a huge relief just getting to see her one more time. And then I also feel a weight in my chest. That's not important right now. I only wanted to make sure she's okay this time. If you make her angry, she could be terrifying. Damn. I want to do whatever I can so nothing happens to her. I failed, Kotonoha. I will not fail, Natsuki. I promise I'll figure out something. Just hold on, Natsuki. I hope it'll make you wait too long, but I'll figure out something. As I'm heading back to the entrance, a familiar voice calls at me. Wait, don't go— Yes! The necklace! Let's go! Yes! Natsuki, what are you— Before I can even finish that sentence, Natsuki rushes up to me, pulling my sleeve as if to keep me from floating away. Please don't go, Robbie! You came here to save me again, didn't you? Huh? Wait, how did you know? She lets go of my sleeve and takes a few steps back. I'm left in awe as she reaches around her neck and reveals a small pendant. The very same one I gave her before! Yes! You gave this to me, didn't you? Yeah, I did, but that's in a future that never happened. Yeah, I know. And yet I can still kind of remember everything. I never told you, but when I'm wearing this, I feel a lot safer inside. I know it sounds stupid and whatever, but just having this around my neck and knowing that you're here, I just feel so much happier inside. Do you remember everything? Bits and pieces, but I think I get the gist of it. I thought you never wanted to see me again. You said that I was a backstabber, and you specifically said you never wanted to see me again. You're supposed to hate me. You even said so. I know. I know what I said, and it was wrong of me, okay? I was just so angry at you, and I lost it. I wasn't even thinking about how saying that stuff was gonna hurt you. I got so caught up in the heat of the moment, and then I don't know what came over me back there, Robbie. Felt like I wasn't even in control of my own emotions back there. Like I could see myself doing all that stupid crap knowing it was wrong, but I wasn't able to stop myself from hurting you. Did you go through what MC from Forlorn Hearts went through? Because that sounds familiar. That sounds very much like... That sounds very much like what the MC of Forlorn Hearts went through. With his feelings toward Akane and then becoming more disjointed and just... I mean, that's just the theory right now. It seems so very similar. I feel like it'd be... I guess it'd be spoilers if you, like, told right now. Like, I'm predicting that the answer if I asked would be like a wait and see type thing, so, you know, just it'd be correct. Yep, there we go. You seriously scared me back there. Yeah, I know I should have never said any of that hurtful stuff to you. I know it was pretty stupid of me to jump off the school roof. I know. Although it was pretty stupid of you to come right after me. What were you expecting me to do? I wasn't just gonna stand there and let you follow your death. I had to do something. You idiot. You don't know how much it means to hear you say that. I know you're trying to save me, but you can't. Who says I can't? How do you know for sure? She produces a pink notebook from her arm and opens it to a specific page. Take a look at this. She presents the notebook to me and I nervously take it from her. Yep, the Curse of Tarankos. There we go. There it is. There's the thing. You're the host. There's the number of people who die on a specific day is fixed. There's no way to remove the curse effectively outside of meeting the requirements. The only way to end the time loop is for the curse's host to make the correct decision. But if the user's host immediately meets their demise, the curse won't be removed and the loop will resume from the initial starting point. 2 people. This decision is irreversible, and it is cautioned that it must only be made if they're willing to sacrifice. Yeah. This is fortune cookie nonsense. No! Yeah, but besides that, this is the answer I've been looking for. How did you get this? Jerry said she was having trouble finding any info on this thing. Natsuki has a solemn expression on her face. She doesn't say anything to me. After all this time, I've got the answer I was looking for. It's written in fortune cookie nonsense language, but I've got it! And yet, so look, Robbie, no matter what you do, the amount of people who are gonna die on a specific day is already set. If you're gonna save me, someone else has to die, so that much is true. If you're so much to stray away from those stupid rules, you're gonna be in for a bad time, to put it lightly. Oh no, don't worry, I already know that firsthand. If you remember when I said that our classroom burned down? Yeah. Oh, right. So then you must have screwed up big time. Don't rub it in. So basically, it's almost exactly like Amy said, but not as cryptic as vague. Why do you even have this, though? She had this determined look on her face when she stopped me. The moment I asked her that question, though, her determination seemed to fade. Her voice gets softer as she speaks, and she seems to have trouble looking directly at me. Well, let's just say there was someone I felt bad when I found out he died. Or, I mean, when they died. Yeah, that's how it all started. Amy talked about it. See, to Natsuki, she started the curse, and then MC started it once Natsuki died. It's a loop. Something seems a bit off here. Considering this stupid curse is disguised as a way to save someone's life, I can assume she had someone in mind she wanted to save. Why is she being so hesitant to tell me who, though? I made a stupid decision, and I have some experience with this myself. The point is that no matter what you do, you're locked in. I'm chained to fate. I'm trapped by the chains of Tarankos. Both of us are. I didn't even realize it until after you gave me this pendant. I started to remember everything, and once you mentioned that name, it all started to click into place. This whole world, this whole time loop, it's not just a big phony illusion meant to torture the poor sap who falls for the curse in the first place. Yeah, I guess that means we're both the poor saps here. She looks down at the ground, nervously tapping her foot against the floor. She wants to say more, but I know she's not going to tell me directly. Was it Amy who told you about this? Natsuki gives a sad nod. It's not your fault. She probably left out the part about this being a curse. Conveniently. She sure didn't tell me this was a curse. She just made it sound like a friendly little ritual meant to grant you some kind of happy wish. Yeah, that's how it was with me too. She didn't sing you some song to make you do it against your will, did she? No, why? She then gives me a mocking look as I turn away a little. No, don't tell me. Hey, well, you're in the same boat as me here, so I wouldn't be so quick to start laughing. Fine, you got me there. Like, since we're both just kind of stuck here, why don't you stay here with me? Huh? Please don't just go and leave me like this, Robbie. Everything just feels better now that you're here. Even if we are stuck in some stupid endless time loop, could you just try and stay here with me? Natsuki, you do realize what's gonna happen if we go against this, right? Why are you being so... You can come and see me every day now, and we can spend as much time as we want. Well, knowing how every day is always gonna be June 3rd and 4th. You're seriously all I have now, Robbie. You can do time loop shenanigans, you know? Like all the stuff. Just imagine all the stuff you could do during that free period in homeroom class. That'd be fun. Not that I'm starting to remember anything. I don't even think I can trust Amy anymore. But you, though. Her face grows red as she chooses the next words. Your constant visits and the fact you care so deeply about me is all I have left that keeps me going. Like, you can make Aiko think or do whatever. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun, too. Just the both of them go... You know, just constant stuff like, hey! Bye! God, just a mod with, like, some of the characters from DDLC doing time loop shenanigans would be so much fun. I mean, I guess that's another... I guess that'd be another idea to kind of jot down if you want to do that. Like, you know, like one day thinking about it. You know, just... I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just a suggestion, kind of. I'd probably lose my mind knowing what I do now and not having you here with me. I don't want to be alone, Robbie. I don't think I'd be able to handle that. It seems like now she's being more direct with me than she has before. I know we both said we loved each other before well, but I don't know how much of that was genuine or just from tensions running high. At least in Natsuki's case, for sure. In my case, I still don't even know if this is love or not. I'm dried out of my head when Natsuki drops her notebook and grabs me by the sleeve again. Come on, Robbie, please. We'll see. I did tell you with another time travel sort of story, but I haven't developed it beyond a few ideas. Okay. Well, that'd be pretty interesting to see, then. time travel and time loops is like, considering the fact that there's 2 whole mods within this anthology that deal with concepts of time travel and time loops, is a pretty fun concept to play around with and, you know, deal with. Come on, Robbie, please. Don't make me beg you to stay. Okay, now you're just being ridiculous. Are you seriously gonna make me do it? That's not what I'm saying here! Man. Alright, now you're just being... Please! Please, 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 please! That's... Get a hold of yourself, Dick Grief. She stops abruptly, looking like she was snapped out of a trance. I never thought I'd see her jumping up and down and begging me like a 6-year-old. You know, I'd like to stay here with you. I really would. You're forgetting the problem here, though. If you're bound to the same curse, then if we so much as take one step out of line, there's no telling what could happen to us. Damn it. Right. And so what? Are you saying we should just run away and try to avoid Tarankos as much as possible? I don't know if you've met him, but I have, and let me just tell you right now, he's not the kind of guy you can just avoid forever. He can see almost everything. And considering what we were asking you for, I don't think he's gonna spare your life like wicked witchcraft. See, I think that jumped from the original. I mean, yeah, definitely, this feels, I mean, all of this feels so different from the original. Like, it's so good! It's so much good! It's definitely better than the original, you know? Like, and the original was already pretty good. It's like... I just kept the... Exactly! Exactly! There's like, there's like so much passion now! Like, there's so much I mean, like, there was already creativity in the Shattered Time thing, but that was like, what, an hour and a half? There's like 3 whole parts of my streams to this one, and there's probably gonna be a 4th next week! So much passion was probably put into this. It's like, it's so much, like, this whole anthology is so fun. It is so much fun to just theorize and try and put the pieces together, and then kind of be like throwing me throw me for a loop in terms of everything. Just like, it just gets me so excited and so great and it's so underrated. God, I wish more people played this anthology. Just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going welcome potentially October Horizon and potentially Modern Crusaders. That seems to be a pretty big mod. That's gonna be the mod that, like, I mean, don't know if it like finishes everything up. But it's gonna be the mod, big mod. But yeah, you've said it wraps up the mods. It's the whole Tarankos arc, so it's definitely gonna finish things up. Even if we manage to avoid him for a little while, he'll find us eventually. And you can bet he will make us suffer. I know you're right, but I'm so sick of this. Wish I could just use my lawyer talk and find a loophole out of this. Disguised in your average everyday con artist, Natsuki. It's gonna be the finisher. So I feel like that's definitely gonna be big. Or long. I don't know how long. Again, it's not out. He's got powers you can't even imagine. And an aura that just sends chills down my spine. Not like we could go after him with some modern day weapons either from what Yuri told me. That's the 2nd time you mentioned her. What's she got to do with this? As long as you keep this to yourself, I'll tell you. She doesn't like anyone knowing about this. Robbie, just tell me already. She and Kodonoha are descendants of some kind of cult that worshipped Tarankos. At some point, however, her family realized he was pure evil and escaped from him. Even though their family members were branded as traitors, that blood still flows through their veins. I only have like 9 pages of some dialogue and loose ideas. I never knew of this about Kodonoha, but Yuri was the one who gave me a lot of this information, as well as the pendant you're wearing. Natsuki takes a moment to look down at the pendant and then back to me. That pendant is crafted from something called Xenophion metal, which is immune to whatever magic Tarankos has up his sleeve. The previous loop you were in, that was like 64 pages alone. Yeah, it was definitely the longest loop. But I mean, yeah, so that's like 8 times as much. No, 8 times 8. Get this note. Around 7 times as many pages as the amount of pages you have for Modern Crusaders now. So yeah, that mod's definitely gonna take some time. Wait a minute. She picks up the notebook and opens it to the front page. There's a paper clip resting there like a bookmark. Amy said this paper clip was made from Xenophion metal. No clue what the hell that meant, though, and not like she told me either. Well, that might explain why the notebook survived time looping. Why did she give it to you, though? I was having issues understanding this whole thing about the ritual, so she was nice enough to tell me. I wrote down whatever she told me, and then she put the paperclip in my notebook. After that, she told me to never remove it, no matter the circumstances. I wasn't going to question her, but she sounded super serious about it. And yet, she still made some parts of it super vague just to mess with you. I'm guessing by the time she wrote this out for you, it was too late. At some point, she took both of my hands in hers. I looked down at her small, dainty hands clasped in mine. I reciprocate and clasp them back, but not too much. As silly as it sounds, I still can't help but see her as like a fragile doll that'll break if I'm not careful. This feels amazing. I'm shocked when she pulls her hands away and takes a few steps back. Her face is a bright crimson with a sad smile on her face. Without warning, she drops to her knees and that smile vanishes. Tears start streaming down her face. Robbie? Do you want to know why I even got myself wrapped up in this stupid crap in the first place? I'm almost afraid to ask, but I think I deserve to at least know that much. Well, it was because of you. What, me? What did I do to you? No, you never did anything to me. You were always so nice to me, Robbie, so that hasn't changed. It was because something happened to you. The teacher said you died, but he wouldn't say anything beyond that. Now it's my turn to fall to my knees. What am I even hearing right now? How the hell would I have died? Natsuki tries to hold back her tears and maintain her composure as she continues. When I heard all that, I didn't know what to feel inside. Sure, we didn't talk a whole lot, and I didn't know you all that well, but for some reason, even from the moment I first saw you, I felt there was something about you. I felt different around you. Not only that, but Kononoha made you sound like this great guy, and I believed her. After we spent so much time before, I could say without a doubt that she was right. We had so much in common, and I look forward to seeing you, and I just... She pauses for a moment. It's kind of hard to believe Kononoha built me up like this in Natsuki's mind. Personally, I don't see myself as anyone important, but hearing her talk like this about how she feels around me, I was always afraid to go and talk to you. Even though Kodo made you sound like a great guy, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Not only that, but even though she's not around anymore, part of me felt like it was wrong for me to talk to you. Wrong? You never saw the way her face lit up when she talked about you, Robbie. Even if she never said it to me out loud, I think it was kind of obvious. She was head over heels for you. Me? I feel like I just got stabbed in the chest. After all this time. You're saying someone as beautiful and classy as her had feelings for some pathetic loser like me? You're not a loser, Robbie. Stop saying that about yourself. It's like I said before. Any girl that says you're creepy or whatever is only doing that to make themselves feel better. They didn't know how much of a great guy they were passing up on. Oh no, I loved you, Robbie. I feel myself erupted to tears. All this time and I never even knew it. Communication! It's important! Definitely. That's why I felt awful even thinking about going up to you. No matter what I did, all I could think about was you. Robbie, I'm crazy for you, but even if Kononoha isn't here anymore, it's not like I wanted to steal you away from her. It just didn't feel right to me, and Yuri's words popped in my head. I try my best to calm myself down, but I don't have much success. Still, I think she needs to hear this as much as I did. You wouldn't be stealing me. It wouldn't be an insult to her memory. The same way she would have wanted me to move on. I think she would have wanted that for you too. Huh? You were her friend, Natsuki. I could not do this scene without crying. Okay then. She knew you wouldn't have been trying to steal me from her. She wouldn't want you to be as miserable as I was without her. You mean she would have been okay with what's gone on between us? I think so. If anything, I think she'd be happy knowing she brought us together. You know, Amy used to make fun of me over the way I'd look over at you. She'd tell me you and I would be some gloomy little couple, get married and have a ton of gloomy children. Both of us aren't crying so much anymore. Both of our faces turned crimson at that little revelation, however. Thinking about it, my first impression of Natsuki was that she hated me or couldn't care less what happened to me. All this time I was totally wrong. When the teacher said you died, it actually hurt me inside. I couldn't understand why, though. Even thinking about it made my chest hurt. That's when Amy stepped in and told me about this silly ritual. After I failed to save you a few times, I went back to her and wrote whatever she told me in that notebook in case I forgot anything. She reaches over to feel for the notebook right beside her. When I finally questioned what I was feeling, she told me it was because I loved you. I didn't believe her at first, but after everything we've been through, I think she's right. Knowing that you did the same thing for me, and that you're so willing to keep showing up to make things right, it makes me glad knowing there's somebody out there that cares so much about me. After calming down, I get back up and make my way over to Natsuki. As I'm doing so, she started crying again. Reality smacks me harder this time. We really are in the same boat right now. We're trapped in some endless loop of bad decisions and suffering all because we wanted to save someone. Each other, no less. I crouched down to meet her at eye level. I know I said I hated you before, but I don't. I love you, Robbie. I honest to God love you. Oh, Robbie, I'm crazy over you. You're seriously all I have now. I can't trust Amy. I can't trust Dad. Mom is gone. I brush away the part of her hair that's in her eyes. Those striking pink eyes look up at me, stained and glossy with tears. Natsuki. She tries to stop crying the more she looks at me. Those eyes. I have no clue how much pain and suffering they've witnessed. Probably just as much as my own eyes have, if not more. Upon looking into my own eyes, hers soften and she looks at me with a sense of yearning and bliss. As if our bodies are acting on their own, our faces draw closer until our lips meet. Oh, we get to kiss! Yay! It's at this moment, it's as though all time stops just for us. Words can't begin to describe what I'm feeling right now. I can only imagine it's the same for her at this very moment. We pull away after what seems like an eternity and look at each other once again. She gently caresses my face, running her hands to my lips. She smiles at me and starts giggling to herself. What's so funny? Nothing, I've just never had a boyfriend before. Well, seriously? Don't tell me after all this you're just gonna... No, I've just never had a girlfriend before. Not even Kononoha? I never told her how I felt, so we were never officially a couple. It's kind of why it's so weird hearing you call me your boyfriend now. Well, get used to it, because you're gonna hear it a lot from me. We both laugh as we hold each other close. We're both caught off guard when we hear someone else laughing along with us. Someone very familiar. Oh, fuck, no. It's here. It's time. I look behind me to see Amy right at the stairs with the bat behind her back. Wait, those eyes? I wonder. Just how many times has it been now? Tell me, Robbie, just how long have we been at this game? A week? A month? A millennium? Amy, what are you doing here? Why do you sound like that? No, that's not Amy. I know that voice anywhere. You're Tarankos. Do you know what it is you desire? Do you still not understand? No matter how many times you try to turn the hands of fate, you will always arrive at the same result. That was the lesson I intended to teach in this ritual. Clearly you both failed to grasp the concept. When did you get off telling us that? If you both still fail to understand this after having gone through it so many times, then your struggle and suffering will continue infinitely. We both get up and back away. I keep Natsuki's hand in mine as we both look at Amy together. Alright, what have you done with Amy? I have merely commandeered this vessel for the time being. You should be honored, for it is not too often that I grace others with my presence in their home dimension. So in other words, you're just using Amy as a human meat puppet right now. If one were to put it so crudely, then yes, that is correct. I cannot leave my prison, but I can borrow a vessel in times like this. And what do you mean by that? Do you truly fail to understand what is taking place here, even after I stated it as clear as day? Very well. You have both broken the rules of this curse and you know too much. Now I must deliver a swift punishment to ensure that your little rebellion ends here. What are you gonna do? Maybe Amy caught me off guard before with that surprise bat to the end, but I'm ready this time. Are you seriously gonna beat up Amy? Yeah, I know it's not right to ever lay your hands on a woman and all, but, okay, fine. Even if it is Tarankos, it's still Amy. Don't worry, Mr. Gentleman. I'll just have to give him a piece of my mind, personally. Wait, are you sure? I might be little, but I'm scrappy. You underestimate me, Natsuki. Amy raises his hand and then makes a crushing motion. Natsuki suddenly starts crying out in pain, tearing her hand from mine. She holds onto her head with both hands as she cries out in excruciating pain. I crouch down to her. Damn, I can do an evil laugh. I've never done one before this point. I mean, because it sounds too awkward, but damn, there's something about when you just get into the moment, you know? Get my dad. No need to bother. Tarankos releases his grip and Natsuki topples over, gasping for breath. I made sure he would not interfere. He still lives, if that is your concern. He will merely be sleeping a bit longer than he anticipated. What did you do to her? One of my favorite curses. I was simply delivering to her about a mental torture to make her think twice about her actions. As I said, you underestimate me. Just because I'm not in my own body right now does not mean I'm lacking in my abilities. On the contrary, Amy still has latent magical abilities that I'm able to tap into. You're insane! I prefer the term creative. take Natsuki up in my arms to try to help her back up. She seems to be doing better now. She props herself up against the wall as she looks at the possessed Amy. And that quote was from Bionicle. That's a damn good quote! What were you expecting me to do, Robbie? Allow the both of you to run away to live in an endless summer of freedom and making love endlessly? What? The fuck? Is that Amy's perverted mind corrupting you, or were you just as fucked up as she is? My apologies. Perhaps you're right. Her quirks are seeping through. No matter. My point still stands, Robbie, and now your rebellion ends here! I have to think fast. Only I can reset the loop somehow. Maybe that would give us a little bit of time. The curse will still be in effect even if I die, right? If that's the case, I've got an idea. A stupid idea, but what choice do I have? That part of the Endless Summer song where we skated that ending 6 of the old ST was named after. Speaking of which I think we're about to go beyond! If this works, then it won't be any different from reloading a save state. I rush into the kitchen. Robbie, stop! Where are you going? Desperate times, desperate measures. Look in the dirty dishes as I pull out the floor. Mr. Uncle's approach as I go to the nearest electrical stock and stick it in. Retired by death! Robbie, no! Natsuki's scream. Oh, love the electric effects here! Natsuki's scream echoes in my head as 1,000 volts are sent through coursing through my body. I can't let him hurt her. I won't. I'm sorry, Natsuki. I'd love more than anything to run away with you. I'd love to be in an endless summer with you close to me. That can't happen so long as he's got his eyes on us. Even worse if he's following us around in Amy's body. He's right. Even in this endless summer you're proposing, Natsuki, this paradise you're thinking of will never be free. It worked! Oh, it worked! Oh, that's good! Damn, I hope I never have to do that again! Alright! There we go! The plan worked! And now, this seems like a pretty good time to stop. 2 intense scenes back to back! This whole thing just... Like I said, I just get so excited and it's so fun to play these mods and theorize and just... this is awesome! Anyways, yeah, this stream has gone on for quite longer. Apologies for earlier, by the way. Oh, it's no problem. Honestly. That guy just really under my skin. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine, honestly. Just... I feel like if I was in your situation, I don't know if I would have, I probably would have done similar things, you know? It's especially easier when it's I'm only seeing your text box right now. I'm behind a computer, you're behind a computer. I mean, or it's easier to as I found out, it's easier to kind of just do things when it's you're in your own home and in the zone. Just, you know. And honestly, that was disrespect. Just, that was just pretty disrespectful. Honestly. No, I just come here to chill. Yeah, sure. That felt so chill. God, I hope that guy never shows up again. I'll probably ban him if he does. Or if he does and, stirs up trouble, essentially. Just... I blocked him just in case. Yeah, that's pretty... Yeah, that's good of you. And I recommend Psychono do the same in terms of that. I'll probably block him too, honestly. I mean, if I can, I don't know. Just, again, probably be for the best if we all just blocked him and moved on, essentially. Just... Yeah, just ignore it. You'll live longer. God. So yeah. So far I'm really liking this mod. It's so good! Just... it's so underrated. It's just... I hope you're gonna... Anyway, so, this Friday more of play more of Take Two, and then next Tuesday, you're gonna be here for that. Next Tuesday, on Christmas Eve, we finish this mod once and for all. Which... Oh, well, that's right. Yeah, it is Christmas Eve. Just, damn, literally next week. Also, I think the stream next week will probably be starting a little earlier because of stuff that's happening in relation to that. Probably like an hour earlier, so at like 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, like, just kind of mark that on, like, the calendar. You know, like... Just, like, mark that, like that into your own time zone, and then, like, mark it down, essentially. So, I guess, yeah, like I said, next week, we're gonna finish this mod once and for all. It's gonna be real exciting. That's good to know, so I can be ready. Yeah, that's good to know. Good to prep ahead of time. I don't know, maybe I guess there is still a lot to cover. How much longer do I have left in terms of that? Like, in terms of your dev commentary. You're literally where video 7 picks up from. Well, that's good! Video 7's the final video, so next week will be the final... So next week will be the... Yep, so next week will definitely be the final thing. And then, on New Year's Eve, yeah, the final showdown the final showdown that began it all. And then, on New Year's Eve, I have something special planned. Because, again, this is another one of those things where the timing is just right to the point that it's literally at the end of the year. That's right, something special. Hope you'll be there then on New Year's Eve to find out what it is. Probably. So, yeah. See you then. Bye-bye.